And with a push of a button, we are live. Hello, Internet, and welcome to Land Beyond the Mist. We've got a weekday start for the first time this season. Exciting. Got to get ourselves ready to go right after work. We have a bit of a deadline today. The game kind of has to end by midnight or so my time, so got a good 6 hours ish. But I'm gonna go ahead and make sure we get started and not waste too much time. So let's do some introductions around the table, and let's get playing. I'm just gonna go in the order that I see on my Discord call. So Koron, welcome back to Land Beyond the Mist. Good to have you. Why don't you give yourself an introduction and the character you brought to the table?
Yeah, I'm Goron. You've probably seen me if you watched the previous season of Land Beyond the Mists. Today I'm bringing Ave, a new character. He ran a bird conservation north of Timbervale before the war, and Timbervale having to be rebuilt. They tore down his conservation, and he's not very happy about it. So now he's looking for something else to do.
Okay. Well, hopefully you find something else to do out here in the mist. Would hate to have no purpose. Excellent. That'll bring us over to Soul Crusher. Welcome back to the Land Beyond the Mist. Good to have you. Why don't you give yourself an introduction and the character you brought to the table today?
Excellent. I'm Soul Crusher. I've played quite a bit on the last run through of the Mists with Brickbringer. He was a great dwarf. He would just do all kinds of stupid stuff as often as he can. But this time I have Randell with me, a barbarian who got kicked out of his tribe because his mom told everyone he was adopted, because she adopted him as like a child, and they didn't like that. So now he gets to wander around with Arnold Schwarzenegger token to have a great time in the Mists.
Poor Randall. Oh, these darn barbarians. Well, hopefully you get some comeuppance there. All right. Well, always good to have you back. Excellent. That brings us over to Scarlet Shadow. Welcome back. Always good to have you. Why don't you give yourself an introduction and tell us about your character and your
fantastic. Yep. Thanks. I'm Scarlet Shadow on Twitch, Shadow054 in the Discord. Today, I'll be playing Fizzle Spark McAwesome Sauce, a gnome wizard. He came from a conclave of lesser, stupid, and ignorant wizards who couldn't see his greatness or potential, and after learning all he could from those miserable sacks of parchment, he decided he must venture out into the mists in order to find true power, glory, and individuals that can almost achieve his level of awesomeness. Because, after all, one has to have something to compare themselves to. He is a small statured gnome with fiery black hair, and two monocles, one over each eye. He and his trusty mule Pickles are here to exert dominance over the lesser beings of the mist. Possibly even my own party. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
That sounds like quite a ride. Can't wait to go on it. Excellent. That brings us over to, last but certainly not least, a newcomer to the Mists, Wimpy Ranger. Always a pleasure to see some new faces. Why don't you tell us about yourself and the character you brought to the table today?
It's nice to be here. I've only been playing D&D proper for about 6 months, a year maybe. So
cool.
Pretty exciting. Glad to be here. I
Nice.
brought Skooky Goobler, which is a halfling, Lightfoot. Formerly a member of the Gem Cutters Guild, sent on an expedition to investigate a new region and uncover truths about the mystery of oozes that keep getting found in caverns and eating up other halflings.
Oh, all right. Well, hopefully we will get to the bottom of these mysterious oozes. That sounds quite dastardly indeed. All right, excellent. So, without further ado, let's get ourselves started. You find yourselves in our city of Rhymeview off the Shrouded coast, kind of near the north of our play area. And I believe it was Ave who has brought this group together today. Ave, tell us a little bit about why you chose this particular mission to go on and how you wrangled up this group of people together.
Well, Ave actually heard about going on the mission from Fizzlespark
Oh.
screaming about it in the tavern. And so Ave sort of took the onus of actually putting together a group. He knew he had met a fellow nature enthusiast in Skooky Goobler in the past. He had come and visited the bird area, and then they decided they needed somebody that would be able to protect them, and so they found Randell, who will hopefully be able to keep this bunch of people safe in the wilderness.
All right. Excellent. And so you are together. Your job, I believe, was to collect some arcane materials for the Arcanium Consortium. Some diviners have need of the hair of a Yeti and 2 identical snowflakes from the snowy northern region above Rhymeview and Stallion's Run. So, the 4 of you begin our adventure today in Rhymeview, having come together to undertake this task. Is there any preparations or things that you would like to do inside of town, or would you like to get journeying proper and out into the wilderness?
Well, I feel like we really need to go to the Arcane Consortium
Mm-hmm.
and talk to them about what's going on.
Okay, absolutely. The Arcane Consortium can be found kind of near the residential district of Rhymeview, away from the floating docks and the cries of the kind of open air markets here in the spring. The days starts a little bit drizzly and wet, as it often is this time of year. The Arcanium Consortium finds itself in... the Arcanium Council. I'm using the incorrect term here. My apologies. The Arcanium Council is found in a large kind of tower that rises up above kind of the rest of the district and opens up into like a almost small kind of like library-esque like not balcony, what's the term I'm looking for? Foyer, with a spiral staircase that runs up to higher levels. There are small cubicles around that the more studious or arcane inclined of the town can rent out and read or rent a book to study or create their own recipes kind of from, as well as a small kind of shop display showing the different items that the base kind of magic shops the Arcanium Council uses to supply its coffers and keep the lights on, so to speak. The Arcanium Council is fronted by a kindly young woman known as Nyx Rose. She's always barefoot, wears local kind of flowers in her hair that change all the time, and you can see her as you enter in, kind of shuffling through a deck of strange backed cards, the likes that you normally don't see around here. She smiles as you all enter, as she's kind of in charge of checking the doors from time to time. Says, "Oh, welcome guests. What can we do for you?"
Hello, friend. We were inquiring as to the mission that is on the job board, and we're looking for information about gathering snowflakes and yetis, my minions and myself.
Oh, your minions. How very
Yes.
interesting. I've not met a gnome with minions before. Anyway, you want the job? It's fairly simple. We have some diviners up in the tower in need of spell components. Quite a rush job, unfortunately. It seems we've run out of a few. So by the time the equinox of spring passes, we will need access to the hair of a Yeti, as well as 2 identical snowflakes. Unfortunately for you, it seems that day is coming in about 5 days, or 5 nights, if you will. So it needs to be done rather quickly, if you need the pay.
How exactly do you expect us to hold snowflakes
Oh, well,
and transport them back?
if you don't have the arcane ability to do so, perhaps a different job might be required from you. Do you need the aid of the council here.
It may be an idea. We don't know. We don't want them to melt, of course.
Well, I haven't had too many come around. Let me see. What can I do for you? Fizzlespark, go ahead and roll me your reputation with the Arcanium Council. You currently, as a level 1 character, have 0 reputation, so give me a d20 plus 0.
Of course. Sorry, my character sheet is in the way. D20. That's a 4, good.
She scratches her chin for a moment, thinks, and says, well, I'm not sure what I can do for you very much. Here. She kind of reaches down and fiddles underneath the shelf and pulls out a glass vial. She says, this should carry them for you on the way back, although you'll have to see about the melting yourself.
Very well. Me too. Any information you can give us about the Yetis, where we might find them, or here?
Oh, yes, they are far north, above Stallion's Run. You'll find them anywhere it's icy and cold. There's a region up there that stays frosty all year round, even in the spring and summer. They often like caves. Let's see, what else do we know about them? They're predators, so, hunters. They like the prey up there. I've heard that they'll eat a winter wolf from time to time, but you're more likely to find them eating caribou or moose, maybe the stray humanoid that gets caught in their gaze.
Interesting. Minions, any of you? Any questions? Any thoughts?
Is there anything to avoid when fighting Yetis?
Oh, yes. First thing that you should avoid, most definitely, is their claws. Strong buggers, though. They will rip you apart. I don't know, let's see, their gaze. Yeti eyes have a paralyzing gaze, I've heard. Never had the chance to study one myself up close, but many encounters with Yetis have been told to have frozen people in place. I don't know. I've heard that they can be quite clever. You might watch out for traps of some kind. I've heard Yetis have above average intelligence for the beasts of the region.
Excellent. Thank you for your time.
Oh, of course. Anything to make sure the council gets its needs fulfilled.
Very well. We shall return within 5 days.
Please
Good
see
day.
that you do.
I think we will walk out.
All right.
All right, so we've been given a glass vial. I'll put that on my character sheet. Does it look like it's big enough to hold multiple snowflakes?
Oh, most definitely. This was probably intended to be used for some other spell component collection, and she's just shuffled it off on you, not really expecting you to succeed anyway, but tried to put on a brave face.
Wonderful. And then
Well-
at this point, we should gather some things for the journey. Yes? We have a glass vial to hold snowflakes, but no way to keep it cold. Maybe we should get a crate or something and then pack it with snow after we find them around the vial. Keep it cold for the return.
Smart idea. That's just what I was going to suggest. Is something larger that we can put snow or ice or whatever in around it to keep it cold.
Ah,
Have to
I
be
knew you were
timely
the
too,
smart
I'm
one.
sure.
I'm sorry, what did you say? I couldn't hear.
Have to make good time getting that snow back.
I might have some tricks up my sleeve for that. We'll see. We would get a crate maybe that we can put on our donkey to pack in the snow. About
Absolutely.
how much will that cost us?
Crates come in various sizes. I'm sure you're not looking for a particularly large crate.
No.
You are looking for one that's well sealed, I would assume. And so while looking for kind of finer crates, And down by the docks, there's all kinds that go out on fishing vessels, and some are of higher quality, some are of lower. I think for the level of crate that you're looking for as you kind of scan the docks, it's going to cost you about 5 silver pieces for a nice small crate that you could pack with snow, but is well sealed and not loose and ready to allow heat in.
It's just that way. And Fizzle Spark will pay the money.
Okay.
How much does it weigh?
It will weigh empty 2 pounds.
Wonderful. Now, friends, the Yeti. How do we plan to dealing with the Yeti?
I think we stab it a lot, right?
Sure. If you want to go up and stab it, I'll stand very far back and watch you do so, and I will cheer you on every step of the way.
Excellent. That sounds like a wonderful plan.
I think I will call you Meat Shield. Well done, Meat Shield. Good idea.
Excellent. I'd like to be called Meat Shield 1, thank you.
Who's Meat Shield 2?
Well, you are, of course.
Okay, if you think so. Do you think we should get maybe something to bait it with? Some meat, perhaps? Maybe to draw it out? So where we can ambush it?
Maybe, but do you really want to walk through the wilderness with meat on you? I'm sure we'll bait more than just a Yeti.
Skooky, it sounds like you had some ideas there. What were you saying?
I was going to say that when hunting, I mean, baiting and even trap of our own is always the right way to do it.
If we can catch the thing while it's sleeping, we may not need to fight it at all. If we can sneak in, grab some of its hair, and leave.
I like this plan. Really quick, Wimpy Ranger, how tall is your halfling?
Let me check really quick, please. This was a matter of some debate during character creation, so...
I see. This is always very important. Especially to the gnome with small man complex. Who's sneaky tall.
Absolutely. Oh, where is this information hidden?
Should be on the bio sheet, maybe? At the top, if you put it in there.
I did.
It's not super important. You can check
3'4".
Oh,
So just inching you out.
just a few. Wonderful. I'll have to think of a good name for you. All right. Well, anything else on the agenda? Anything else we need?
Well, if we are trying to sneak in, what's the right tool to be able to sneak off some fur without waking it? We want to think about that. Do we need a pair of scissors or something?
I mean, I'm sure Meat Shield can just pluck it right out of its ass and then pull it right out.
Just run.
Run out of the cave.
I don't know about I don't think they specifically said that the ass hair of a Yeti, just the hair of a Yeti,
Well
right?
known, Meat Shield, that the ass hair of a Yeti is way more magical than all of the rest of the hair.
It probably smells quite magical as well.
Take my word for it.
Mm.
I am a wizard.
I think so. I hope you're a wizard. Unless you lied on your resume, and then we'd be very
We'll see
upset.
what happens. We'll see what
Yeah,
happens if we get in the place.
Maybe we can find some sheep shears or something that we can repurpose here.
Mm.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Raising animals is, or raising livestock, sheep, cattle, all that good stuff is done in the fields in and around Rhymeview before the forest starts. It's part of what keeps the area kind of well stocked, right? One of the reasons that Rhymeview is the kind of economic power is that it sits on the water in a good place for trade, and also has the like arable land to farm, as well as the woods nearby. You can find shears quite easily, a few copper pieces, and they're yours.
All right, I'll buy them off a farmer for 4 copper pieces.
Absolutely. The farmer is all too happy to, sell you his old shears. All right.
All right, if there's nothing else, shall we travel?
Excellent.
Onward.
So you prep yourselves to travel. Excellent. The company is starting out here in Rhymeview. And to begin our travel phase, what I will need from you, first and foremost, is to tell me where it is that you are going. Pick a destination here on this map and the route that you intend to reach it by.
All right. I think we were told to aim for a spot north of Stallion's Run.
Indeed you were.
So are we thinking this hex right here?
That works for
Gentlemen?
me.
I think either of these two will work, yeah.
I think we started this one, and if we have to move beyond it, we can.
All right. So if that is your destination, there's a few different routes that you can go to get there. Like just using kind of a drag tool a little bit. Like which route are you taking? Just the most straight and direct, or how are you doing this?
I'm thinking it would probably be better to go here in this direction. Can you see my cursor at this point,
Absolutely, I
Greg?
can. Yeah. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hexes. At minimum, you are taking about a 2-day journey if you were to walk.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. So that will be the route that you take through the forest and then the grasslands above Stallion's Run. What is the mode of travel that you would like to go by, party?
I think we're walking.
Walking. All right. That is free. You must pay no money in order to walk. Excellent. So now we must divvy out the assigned roles. As you prepare to travel, each of you will play a role in this guide, or in this phase of the game. There is the scout, the guide, the provisioner, and the lookout. Who amongst you will be playing these roles?
I believe Fizzle Spark will be the provisioner. And
All
we are
right.
pack ratting it today, Greg.
You are pack ratting it. All right. We'll get back to you really quick then. What are the rest of
Ave
you
is
performing?
the scout.
Okay.
I believe Randall is the guide.
Randall will be the guide. So, Skooky, are you good with the lookout?
I think I could do that.
All right. Excellent. Perfect. So then, you are preparing to leave and travel by foot, walking through the forest and the grasslands up to the cold north by way of Stallion's Run. Fizzle Spark, you are in need of finding the way to provision your party, making sure they have enough rations and water and all the supplies that they could need in order to get there in time. You've already said that you are going to be pack ratting, as we talked about. So, your job is going to be purchasing the required rations as per the document here for your travels. They will include 1 gold piece of cost for 2 pounds of hard tack and food, as well as 5 pounds of water skin for each party member for each day of the travel. If you have a donkey, like I heard you say, it will cost you an additional 5 silver pieces for the feed and water for them, 10 pounds in total. So, how much are you purchasing, and where are you storing it all?
Well, I believe that I would like to purchase 6 days worth of food and tack. I know we're on a 5-day journey, but actually, I guess it doesn't make any sense to. I know it makes sense to pack 6 just in case, which I
Alrighty.
think is going to cost me 27 gold pieces. And I'm running this by the party to make sure they're okay with it. If I put this all on the mule, then I think that ends up putting us. Yes, we're going to be encumbered for the first leg of the journey, the first 2 days. And after that, we should be unencumbered. Because I know that Randall has a little bit of carry space left on him. And after we lose 76 pounds, I think I can get the mule to unencumbered for the last 4.
Okay, I have 30
That'll
pounds
be-
of
Yeah, it just means that we probably have to take wounds if we to push on if we want to actually hit the time frame. If I fail my check, that's
But,
the trade-off.
Encumbered is a 3 hex per day travel, correct?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
So that means
okay, never mind. I thought it
we're
was
6 hexes away. We travel out 2, and we travel back 2. There's
gotcha.
4. If
So we have
get
1
extra
day.
If we get extra time on the way out or on the way back, if we get extra time on the way out and the way back, we might be screwed. but I think we're going to get that regardless. So
All right,
I think
sounds good.
we can do it this way.
All right.
That's the plan, Greg.
You purchase your supplies, weighing them down on your donkey, strapping in bags of water across its back, filling the saddlebags full of food, stuffing them around the equipment, and you are ready to go. I want to double check your cost there. You said 27 GP for 6 days. There are 4 of you in the party at 1 GP each. 6 times 4 is 24. And then you have half and 627. Perfect. That is the cost.
Good.
Just sounded a little bit off to me. I wanted to double check the math. Beautiful. All right. You have provided the rations for 6 days worth of journey. You begin creaking off into the forest, following your donkey and its weighed down, slow, labored breathing. At first, your first day through the forests of Rhymeview, you can see the forest kind of overhang ever so slightly. It darkens the sun, but doesn't blot it out entirely. You still see it come cascading through the kind of meshed mat. There's even open areas where the forest kind of dissipates some, get little almost like valleys between the trees, where rocks and bushes kind of grow wild. As you're pushing your way through the forest, we must turn to a good old scout Ave. Ave, the lands beyond the mist are largely uncharted, and the best route between destinations are largely unknown, and they change with the weather and the seasons. You are responsible for finding these paths and making sure the party doesn't get lost and avoiding losing time on your journey. Please describe for me the efforts that you take to scout the terrain and make sure that your party stays on track.
So Ave is using his knowledge of the forests when we're on the first part of our journey through the forest, and he's spent much of his life living in that wilderness, understanding them. But then we get out into a region he's a little bit less familiar with, and so he's going to be relying a little bit more on paying attention to birds. He's looking, for signs that it's about to rain so that they can get to shelter from listening to what the birds are doing when they go and try to find and get under cover. He's when they get close to trying to actually find the Yetis, he's going to be paying attention to signs that birds are distressed, because meeting a Yeti is certainly going to be a distressing thing.
All right, absolutely. So you're mostly kind of using your knowledge of the nature of birds, it sounds like. That seems very cool indeed. I would like from you a nature intelligence check, Mr. Scout. And your DC is going to be a base of 12, but you are going to an unknown or uncharted destination for a +2. And technically you are not going through a hostile terrain once you leave the forest. So we'll just have it be a DC 14 for your check.
And I have the Wanderer background, so
Perfect.
I should have advantage.
All right, Ave, please take inspiration as your familiarity and companionship with birds guides your party true, keeping you on track to the north through the forest and then across the plains the stallions run, following the flights of the birds and knowing when and how to avoid the difficulties of the terrain. You keep your party in line and on track. The party continues on, and we come to the guide. Good old Randall the Barbarian. The lands out here have many settlements, but pushing out into the unknown, they are filled with dangerous, hostile terrain, and traveling through them can be draining and downright exhausting. Describe to me how you stave off the exhaustion and labor of the journey.
So Randall's gonna try to find deer trails, perhaps, to follow, places that have already had animals going through it, so that it's much easier to go through, avoiding brush and thorn bushes and anything that looks really weird. Can't really take a mule down a steep hill. And you don't really want to go through water with them either, bogs. He's gonna avoid all that stuff as well as best as he can.
Okay, all right. Sounds to me like you are using your kind of knowledge of the trails, your ability to survive out in the wilderness. Go ahead
Yeah.
and make me a survival wisdom check. Your base is going to be DC 15, and then it is adjusted to +2 with a DC 17 total.
Okay. And I have the Wanderer background as well.
Oh, a popular pick today. Very good.
Yeah. Advantage. Boop. Oh no.
All right, Mr. Guide. You have failed your roll. Your efforts to like go where the deer trail has been and to like follow the paths that have come before kind of go awry because the weather has changed. It is nearing the spring equinox, and those paths that have been traveled for so long in the winter are actually leading you into places where the ground is swampy and marshy. It sucks at your feet. It accidentally seems to lead you into like going down hills. You're already like encumbered, and like beaten down mule is slow and like getting stuck. Even the party members themselves are like kind of pulling at their feet. They are in brush that they don't want to be in. The grueling trip takes its toll on you and the party. I would like everyone to mark 1 level of exhaustion. The trip continues, and we come at last to Skooky Goobler, the lookout. The terrain itself and the journey is not the only danger in the lands out here beyond the mist. Dangerous beasts, monsters, enemy factions prowl these lands between settlements. Describe your efforts to spot dangers on your journey and keep the party from being surprised by them.
Goobler is no stranger to doing solo expeditions. He knows the sight and smell of a campfire, the broken branch of footfalls and other trail markers. Knows how to leave no trace behind, so no one can follow the party. And just keeps a weary eye on anyone else traveling the road.
And Ave's success in paying attention to the birds, he will pass his inspiration off to Skooky Goobler for
Are
this
you
check.
attempting to avoid the exhaustion penalty here with that?
Yeah, basically it'll be a flat roll.
So I initially ruled in the very first session that exhaustion would take would take effect immediately. I have since decided that that is a unreasonable ruling. So the initial rolls for the travel phase will be rolled as if you are not exhausted, and then all rolls going forward will then have the exhaustion.
I'll do it anyway.
You're gonna do it anyway. All right, beautiful. In that case, you pass your inspiration from watching the birds. They help you keep an even better eye out, Mr. Skooky Goobler. Go ahead, and it sounds to me like you are both keeping a watchful eye, perceiving the dangers, but also you're covering your own tracks. So I'll let you make a choice. You may either make a perception wisdom check, or you may make a stealth dexterity check to keep yourself from being spotted.
Interesting. All right, I think I would prefer to make the perception wisdom check.
Okay, absolutely. Your base DC is going to be 12, adjusted to +2 to DC 14, and if you so choose, you may spend the inspiration that Ave has given you.
I'll use the inspiration.
Awesome.
All right, here we go.
All right, technically you would have had advantage on that roll, but you have succeeded nonetheless. Go ahead and mark inspiration for yourself as you have succeeded on your journey, and you have also gotten a roll on the discovery table. You have kept such a sharp eye out that you are actually following the birds, it seems. Ave has pointed out some strange occurrences. You are moving through the forest on your first day of travel, and you are reaching kind of the edge of them. You follow like where Ave has kind of pointed your attention, and as you are observing that direction, you find yourself looking out at a small ruined hut at the edge of the forest. You can see that the area is overgrown and like untended to. It seems as if there was once a kind of garden nearby to the hut itself. But at this point, weeds kind of grow through the, like with a would-be garden. It is untended and wild. And the hut itself is kind of in disarray from the outside. It's not completely run down, but it does seem to be kind of like broken in at the top of the roof, as if the elements themselves could get in. The door to it is like slightly off of its hinge, and the windows themselves are shuttered so that you cannot see in from your distance. But it does seem as if it has been ruined there for some time. It gives you the feel of age. What do you make of this when you spy it?
I see somewhere like that, and I wonder if there aren't still garden vegetables kind of growing on their own that we could piece through.
Yeah, you from this distance it's hard to tell exactly what was grown in the garden, but it is very possible that whatever is in there growing wild might still be producing fruit. It is springtime this time of year. It is not uncommon to find something that has flowered, although it is a bit early for a true harvest season.
Party if they want to make a quick detour and look for supplies or even riches.
Of course.
Another old out abandoned home in the wilderness, probably driven out by some jerk from town that needed something from them that took it all away.
Well, I mean, it doesn't look like it's been destroyed or ransacked like your place, right?
Oh, I mean,
Just a little rundown.
they didn't tear down my house. They just took my business.
Oh. What did they do with all the birds? You know what? I'll ask that another time.
Where do you think the birds live? They live in the trees. The trees were used to build the houses.
Well, sorry.
All right.
We
Does the party
go forward.
advance towards this?
Yes, Fizzle
Yeah.
Spark will make sure that he is standing on a rock to make himself slightly taller than Skooky, and then he will turn to him and say, "Yes, yes, let's investigate. Stumpy, you go first.
All right.
Check it out."
You make your way up to this hut, and Skooky Goobler, sure enough, you will be able to, as you like come closer to it, find that there were some kind of like wild vegetables grown here. It seems that the early harvest is not much here in the like just before the spring equinox. But if you were to spend some time harvesting, perhaps you could find some green tomatoes and a few maybe old tubers that had survived the winter underground. It is not well cared for, but this was at one point, it seems, a produce garden.
I'd love to take some tomatoes to have some fresh food for the road.
Yeah, absolutely. You spend a few minutes harvesting through the kind of wild plants. You harvest 2 rations worth of like green tomatoes and tubers and wild vegetables grown here at the edge of the forest.
Should we see what's inside?
Yes, I definitely like to take a look at the hut. I think
You
Fizzle Spark
slide the kind of broken door open, Fizzle Spark. It creaks. Inside, you can find that it is in clear disarray. Scattered around the hut are the belongings of someone that must have lived here once. Books thrown about in various states of disrepair. Clothes. There are dishes. The wardrobe is knocked over. Furniture is broken. You can even find some bones that have been scattered through the house itself.
Bones, like animal bones, or like
As you look at them more
gnome
closely,
bones?
they appear to be more humanoid in nature. It almost looks like a single skeleton that has been scattered.
Hmm. Like scattered around the room, or just lying in a heap somewhere?
Scattered.
Hmm. I look around the room. Does it look like some type of animal has busted in here? I know we opened the door and it creaked. Did it like creak inside, or did I have to pull it out?
You had to pull it towards you, yeah.
Okay. I look around. Does it look like there's a spot where an animal has gotten through to get at these bones?
Hard to say. Give me a survival wisdom check here, Fizzle Spark.
Wonderful. This will be at disadvantage.
Yes, it will, for your exhaustion.
That's a 15.
It's a
Greg.
15. Fizzle Spark, you are quite certain that there is no evidence of a like common animal. This you don't see the like fur of a wolf caught in the like woodwork anywhere. You don't see the like scuff marks of a like the tusks of a wild boar. The bones themselves don't seem to be gnawed upon. You're fairly certain that a more common animal attack has not taken place here.
I'll relay that information to my party and tell them to be cautious. And
Or like
think
the
for a moment.
Are like the books moldy, or does it look like
Yes.
this place has been abandoned for a long time?
Yes, indeed. The books themselves are strewn about. Kind of many of them are kind of like open, and the pages that are old and having rotted. It appears that this place has been abandoned for quite a long time.
Yeah, well, if it looks like no one's living here, I'm gonna toss the place and look for loot.
Absolutely. Excellent. While you toss the place, throwing everything about, give me an investigation check.
I'm very bad at these today. 14?
A 14.
Almost a 20, unfortunate.
So you find a few things that are still of some amount of value around the hut itself. Behind a like rug that has been kind of bunched up in the corner, you kind of slide that by. It seems that whatever tossed this place was either uninterested or didn't notice like an almost cellar like trap door. As you open that up inside, there are 2 casks of some kind of brew, perhaps beer or wine, but definitely casks kept down there, as well as a like small pouch. And inside this kind of like old weathered pouch, you can see there's like a cord that at one point was wrapped around it, but is frayed and rotted, and the pouch kind of like bulges open. It seems that inside of it are small gemstones, like smaller than a die. And they are crystal clear. You kind of can hold one up to the light, and there almost seems to be no imperfections at all, like looking through cut glass.
Nice. Excellent. I'll share this with the party. Be like, look, I found stuff. Guys, I did things.
Yeah.
Well,
Underneath the pouch of gemstones, as you lift them up, you find a bound leather book that is in good repair.
Can I read this?
Absolutely.
open it up?
You unbind it, take the buckles off of it. It is written in like an older style of common, not so much like proto-common as we have seen sometimes in these games, but just like somebody who's old-fashioned, like maybe your great-grandfather wrote it. It appears to be a journal of some kind. Much of it is mundane as you flip through it. It speaks about the various days in the life of a hermit out in the woods, his gardening, his brewing, his winter sculpting, but there are 2 things of note in here. It says that inside of his casks that are here, he has been perfecting a new style of brew. This is a powerful beer based upon a dwarven recipe that was shared to him by a strange fellow, a dwarven nomad that had wandered down from the mountains. He has been perfecting it. This particular beer, he says, when imbibed, should give you a warmth against the cold when drunk. And also, it makes mention towards the end of the journal, more and more frequently, of a many-legged menace that is drawing closer and closer to his home every night, but that he fears to flee.
Okay. I guess I'll hand the book off to Fizzle Spark and be like, oh, there's all kinds of weird stuff in this book. It's about some kind of monster or thing with many legs. A menace, in fact.
How many?
Yeah.
legs?
It says many, which means more than 2 and probably more than 4, perhaps 8 or 15.
Meat shield. Nothing gets past you. I look
Yes.
up, Greg, looking for spider webs.
God, no.
You look for spider webs inside of the house itself. You do not find any.
Well, they're looking through all this stuff. I'm just trying to find some sentimental objects rather than valuable objects.
Mm-hmm.
Something that a picture of a loved one, or something of that nature, right?
Okay. Yeah. You're looking around for something of that nature. You don't find any pictures of a loved one anywhere, but you do find a emerald comb. It is not actually made of emeralds. It is just emerald in color. It appears to be made of some kind of stone. If a dwarf might be able to identify it as a more mundane type of the area that has been painted to this kind of emerald color. And the handle is fashioned into the likeness of a swan.
Yeah, I'll just pick that up and be like, I'll remember you.
So, Skooky Goobler, how good are you at looking for tracks?
That's not something I was especially trained in, but I've certainly been doing it for the past few years.
Mind if I assist you? Perhaps we can see if there are tracks of whatever many-legged menace is around, perhaps? Hopefully not.
You want to find it, but certainly I'll help you look.
Well, I just want to make sure that it's not here anymore. So hopefully we don't find any tracks.
That's a fair point. Let's take a look.
Alrighty then. So you're gonna go about looking for the tracks of many legs around this hut. It sounds like you are being assisted by Randall here. So Skooky, go ahead and give me a survival wisdom is what we use for tracking check. I'm gonna call it DC 13 for the area. You are being assisted, but you have exhaustion, so it'll just be a regular roll. Excellent. Skooky, as you kind of look around, what you notice is in the foresty region of the woods, there is very little in the way of tracks. Not even like birds or, moose or deer, rabbits. But in the grasslands, less tracks, but as you're, investigating, observing this area, almost like the grasses themselves have been bent, like there's as if something has been drug across the grasses in kind of a long, maybe 5 foot in width, maybe like a cylinder or so across the grass, and it looks almost like a path, as if it has been coming both to and from this area or this region.
Looks like this could be some creature's hunting grounds.
Oh no. We need to get out of here.
Yeah, that might be a good choice. I don't think we want to meet whatever many-legged menace is around.
I don't even want to be the menace with 2 legs. Let's go. As we're walking away, Fizzle Spark will gather his team around as we start walking. Now seems like a good point to bring attention to this bag at my hip. I call it my oh shit bag, and there on Fizzle Spark's hip, there's a bag that literally in black ink on the front side of it says oh shit. And if somebody goes down, there are bandages inside here. Michio, talking to you on this one. Patch them up, gently tie, no die.
I'll try my hardest not to kill you with bandages.
I appreciate it. I'm fragile.
All right. You quickly leave the area, packing up whatever you kind of got off of your pack animal, your weapons, your armor, and you make a way from the ruined hermit's hut off into the plains, following once again the flights of the birds that Ave is watching. Eventually, you find yourselves turning kind of northeast, moving through the plains, and your first day of your journey kind of comes to an end at a nice camp out in the middle of the plains. As you camp, the stars are finally come out after kind of a drizzly day, and you get a nice look at the moon cycle, knowing that the equinox is drawing near. You're still a bit out from Stallion's Run. You can maybe, as the dusk is settling, see the kind of smoke from a small town in the distance, but you spend an evening out in the kind of plains themselves. Tell me, how do you spend your evening together as you've traveled this day out in the lands out here beyond the mist and beyond settlements and civilization?
I think Fizzle Spark will, of course, attend to Pickles, whisper sweet nothings in her ear, and generally avoid his party members who he's still unsure of yet.
Okay.
Maybe study that journal a little bit more, but not mechanically.
Okay.
I think Randall he's like starting a fire and he's real fidgety. He's like looking everywhere for the many-legged menace that's crawling through the like grass. He's like kind of panicky a little bit. He's like really hoping this thing doesn't like smell them or find them. And he's just like, I don't know, I don't like things with many legs. I like those less than I like birds. And man, I don't want to tell that other guy I don't like birds because he loves birds.
As you're thinking about not liking birds, Ave is just over there playing his bird flute, like attracting a bunch of birds to him that he's paying way more attention to than the rest of his party.
Their beady eyes stare at you, Randall.
They'll get theirs.
I'll walk over and help Randall with the fire, casting prestidigitation to just light it immediately. And I'll say, watch out for the birds. Snobby little brats they are. They always watch.
All right.
And then walk away and set up camp on the opposite side from Ave.
Okay. Well, it sounds like, other than some fear of birds, a rather quiet night passes. Eventually, you begin heading out on your journey once more. The next day is nice and sunny. You get a slight breeze through the grasslands. The smell of manure hits your nose strong early in the morning, and you are soon at the kind of city of Stallion's Run. You make your way past it, though, or through the city itself proper. Your goal lies elsewhere on your journey, and eventually find yourself leaving that behind you. Late into the afternoon, you eventually find yourself feeling the temperature dropping as you go. The grasses begin, even in the springtime, to crunch a little bit beneath your feet. And soon enough, you begin to see a nice, bright white, kind of snowy region pulling out in front of you. The wind here picks up and chills the bones. All of you can feel goose pimples running up your spine and popping out out on your exposed flesh as the temperature drops relatively quickly up here. It seems that this northern kind of tundra region is just permanently very cold, even in this springtime that you have come to it. As the kind of winds whip around you, Skooky Goobler, you are still keeping a keen eye out on this journey, and you hear a howl carried by this wind hit your ears. You perk up and you see a kind of whipping snow pick up in front of you, and you are alerted to the presence of two large-looking bluish wolves in the snow around you. You can alert your party, though, and get to the drop on them. You are some 50 feet or so away, and they look a bit like this. Tell me, what do you do when you get a nice, good look at these creatures in front of you?
To remain still, reaching for my weapons and looking over to the other party members to see if they see the danger.
You kind of stop, you remain still, and you point out the danger to them. Soon they're all on high alert. As you watch the wolves begin coming closer, what you at first thought was the wind whipping up snow, you soon realize the wolves themselves are bringing that kind of whipping aura around with them. It seems that as the wolves not walk so much as prowl, stepping forward, teeth bared, the low-throated growls kind of now making their way to your ears as they approach the party. They pick up the snow and the cold around them. They seem to be dragging a small localized storm with them as they prowl.
Minions, careful. Stand in front of me. And Fizzlespark will back up. And then he would like to cast a spell if I can.
Okay, what do you do?
I would like to cast Minor Illusion.
Mm-hmm.
I'll post it in chat. And I want to 30 feet, let's see here, 30 feet away from me. How far away is this?
They should be about 50-ish feet.
They're about 50.
Yeah.
Right in between the two of them, right about here. Hold on. Get back to my... I would like to make the sound of a bear roaring at the highest volume I possibly can.
Excellent. Fizzlespark, you cast your spell Incanted. What does it look like when Fizzlespark casts a spell? How does this illusion come about for you?
He starts laughing just a little bit under his breath because he's a little freaking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Grabs the yellow topaz crystal that's his arcane foe's next to his company. And then he just screeches out, and then nothing comes from his mouth because it's an illusion, but 30 feet ahead of him you hear a roar just jump out.
Yes, a bear's roar echoes out, resounding across the snowy, icy field in front of you. Go ahead and give me a charisma intimidation check, Fizzlespark McCoxum Sauce.
Perfect.
Doing so at a disadvantage from your exhaustion.
Of course. That is an 8.
Excellent. Let us see whether or not they resist that. They most definitely do. This bear roars out, and you see each of these wolves bare their teeth even further. Growling intensifies, and each of them begins to prowl a little bit closer, dragging their kind of whipping snowy fields around them.
Oh.
Fizzlespark has taken an action here, but before this encounter gets truly underway, what does the rest of the party do in the moments that Skooky Goobler has noted them to the danger?
I'm gonna rage and walk up and throw a javelin.
Absolutely. Randall, You rage.
Exactly. You knew exactly what it was. Perfect.
Excellent. You step forward, javelin in hand, the ragey yell of a barbarian. Chuck that javelin.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
16.
A 16, absolutely. That will hit the AC of these wolves. Go ahead and give me some damage. Are you throwing it at the one on the right or the one on the left?
The one to the right is close enough. Yes.
Absolutely. Perfect. Your javelin flies true until it hits that kind of like whipping area. And like it seems like the snow and the wind kind of drives it a different direction than you expect. But the throw was just strong enough with your rage that it pierces through, catching it in its haunch. The wolf is surprised by the pain that it feels before it bites off the head of the javelin and like tosses it to the ground at its feet.
You get rage damage on that too?
No. Only on melee.
Okay.
All right.
Ave and Mr. Goobler, what do you got going on?
Ave will fire off a shot at the same wolf with his short bow.
Absolutely. You whip out your short bow. It flies true. It has that same kind of effect at the last moment, seeming to careen through the aura of the creature. But it strikes home near that same haunch that Randall hit.
Yes.
Barbell would be a much better name, actually.
For 4 points of damage. It yelps again in surprise and pain. Skooky, you got anything going on this turn?
Yeah, I'm reaching for my light crossbow and also aiming for the same wolf.
Absolutely, please do. A 22.
Party.
It flies true right through that whipping wind. Go ahead and roll me some damage. For 7 more points of piercing damage, you have bloodied the creature to the right of you. As you let that last is it crossbow or short? Yeah, crossbow bolt fly. The wolves howl and they plunge themselves forward. Everyone, roll me initiative.
Oh, I actually rolled good on something. So, I don't think the stream can see the wolves.
The stream
I'll go
should be
past.
able to see the wolves. They cannot because Greg is a dummy. There we go. Sorry about that, everybody. Alrighty, what do we got here in the turn order? We have Landon, who's not there anymore. Ave, Randall, Skooky. Who are we missing here? The Fizzle Spark. All right, we'll get you in there, and then the Winter
I'm in there.
Wolves.
I'm just way down at the bottom.
Are you in there? I don't see.
Yeah,
you.
I wrote a 2. I see myself in there.
Oh my God! There's so many things in here. That's why they're not.
You can't
Okay,
miss my
perfect.
token, Greg. It stares into your soul.
It is the token for sure. All right, let's get these Winter Wolves in here. They go at 14. And the first person to react as these wolves howl and lunge forward towards the party, the Randall, the barbarian, you are the first to react. What do you do?
I will haul butt over here and try to fight this one, hoping that they'll kill the other one, perhaps?
Okay.
Oh, I can't reach it. I'll kill this one. Never mind.
Okay.
You know what? Sometimes you have to kill whatever's closest, right?
Mhm.
So I will run into this
Alright,
awful
you
cold aura,
rush
probably.
into this freezing cold area. You are getting whipped and battered by this cold as you rush in. Go ahead and give me a DC 12 Constitution saving throw.
Oh, I'm pretty okay at these.
Yeah. That is a 17 because you only have 1 level of exhaustion. You power through this cold and battering wind whipping around the creature. Go ahead and make your action.
Yeah, I'm gonna stab at it with a spear. Does a 9 hit?
Oh, your 9 does not hit. You lunge forward with your spear, and the wolf just kind of like jerks itself out of the way. It's dexterously, like mid-pounce, able to dodge your thrust.
So I will bonus action slap it with. I don't have the ultra spear butt anymore, but I do have the spear butt. This is 24
Oh,
hit.
but the spear butt does. Yeah, the animal jerks away, and at the last moment, you're just like, bop, right in the snout.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like hits it.
Yeah.
9
for
damage.
9 points of damage. You snap it like right in the snout, and you hear its like teeth click. It's like, and like blood starts coming out of the side of its mouth. Like, you messed it up. It does not die,
no.
however.
Oh no! All right, that's my turn.
Skooky Goobler, you are the next to react as these wolves are like about to pounce and rush forward. You see Randall smack one across the face. What do?
Well, I'll have to try to save Randall after they kind of foolhardily ran in there. So I'll notch another crossbow bolt and I'll fire again.
All right, please do. With a 16, you hit. Your crossbow bolt penetrates this whipping aura. Go ahead and roll me some damage. For 9 more piercing at the same creature. Your crossbow bolt, like, catches it right underneath the, like, throat. Like, Randall has, like, batted it, and it's, like, opened up its maw, and your crossbow bolt strikes right underneath. The thing tries to howl or yelp in pain, but Randall just hears this, like, whistle come out of the hole near the arrow, and it falls to the ground dead.
Good shot, Stumpy.
As it does, its radius of freezing cold winds and whipping storm falls and lies still around it.
Oh, thank goodness.
Alrighty. Skooky, is that the end of your turn?
I think it is.
Excellent. Ave, it is now your turn to react. As this wolf is about to pounce towards you in the party, what will you do?
I will say, great job, Skooky. Just one more, and I'll give Skooky Goobler Bardic Inspiration.
Nice.
Alright, don't mind if I do. Another
And
shot like
then-
that.
I will move away from the group a little bit, maybe a little bit closer to the wolf, and I will pull out my rapier and ready an attack if it comes towards me.
Okay, absolutely. With that, a howl erupts from this creature, and it comes rushing forward. A weakling has moved away from its pack. It rushes towards you as fast as it can. It enters your threatened area. Go ahead and give me that attack of opportunity.
Nope.
That is a 7. You thrust at it, but it's just too nimble, dodging around, and it leaps forward with its fangs. So this is +6. That is a 21. Will that hit you?
Yes.
Excellent. Please take for me 6 points of piercing damage. Its fangs rend into your flesh. As it does so, please make me a DC 12 Constitution saving throw. Cool. Mr. Ave, you feel right where it bit into your flesh, like freezing cold ripping up your arms. You are paralyzed by cold until the next turn, or until the end of your next turn. Fizzle Spark. You see this wolf rush up and bite on old Koron, or board Ave. What do?
Birdman, no! Meat Shield, get in there quickly! As I immediately run backwards 25 feet. And then I will cast a spell, peppering this wolf with 3 magic missiles.
Okay, absolutely. Your missiles fly out, peppering the side of this wolf for 10 points of damage. Excellent. That will be your turn. Randall, what will you do?
No. I think the only real option here is to scream like an idiot and then dash behind the wolf to try to distract it.
Get behind
Exactly.
it.
You must get behind it now. Hurry.
Yes.
Go.
Excellent. All right, so you had to use your dash to get there while you screamed.
Yes.
Fair enough. Skooky.
All right. Well, I've got my Bardic. I think we could take another crack shot.
Absolutely. That is a 13 to hit. Will you use your Bardic Inspiration die?
I don't think I will.
You don't think you will. All right, your arrow flies through, like, seemingly perfectly on point for this wolf. But as the crossbow bolt gets, like, through that battering wind, it gets knocked and battered to the side, and it falls off of its line, landing harmlessly in the snow next to it.
Rat.
All right. Ave, you've been bit. You are frozen this turn. At the end of your turn, you feel like warmth returning to your body, like the tingling sensation of returning to like as if like your whole body was asleep and now it's waking back up. That pins and needles everywhere. But it is the wolf's turn. The wolf, it does not appreciate the Arnold impression. It turns around.
It wasn't good,
to
I'm
the
sorry.
crazy barbarian, and it will attempt to bite you with an 18. Will that hit you?
Nope.
Oh,
Or
it
19
tries to.
AC.
So this is a random question, but does anything happen to me for being in the aura on my turn?
When you're in the aura on your turn and you attempt to attack the wolf, you'll have a DC 12 con save, or be imposed disadvantage.
Gotcha.
Excellent. The wolf bites down at you. You like impose your hands to like grab its mouth, like and throw it off of you.
Excellent.
Fizzle Spark is your turn. What will you do?
Fizzle Spark will grab onto his arcane focus, and then with a little bit of wide, crazy eyes that nobody can see, because he has a monocle in front of each one, will yell out really loudly, and he will try to toll the dead.
All right, a wisdom
number on-
save.
And sadly, the higher number on the left is the D8, but the D12 is the one for 3 damage that he'll take if
I
he fails
see.
his save.
As it always goes.
It will
in spell.
succeed its wisdom
passes.
save. So despite the tolling of the bell, the creature like steels itself. Randall, you see its ears flatten down, and it does not drop or take damage.
Fizzle Spark will hide behind a tree.
Excellent, as one always must. Perfect. There you are. Randall, you are next to move.
Oh, he gets. It's the anger, the real anger of stabbing things. I have to make a DC.
Go ahead and make
don't
me
I?
a DC 12 con save. Yes.
15.
You succeed. The cold tries to bite down on you, make you slower, but your anger is too hot. You thrust your spear in with a 22. Go ahead and give me some damage.
Yeah.
With an 11. Oh my goodness. Okay, you bloody the creature. Your spear stabs true. A like big gout of blood comes out after you thrust it back. It like leans a little bit on one of its haunches, clearly wounded.
Then I will use my bonus action to strike it with the butt of the spear.
Absolutely. The 18 will hit.
Another
For
8.
8 more bludgeoning damage, you crack it upside that you like pull out your spear. It leans down. It's like it's going badly, and with the butt of your spear, you just crack its skull like right down the middle. Without even a sound, it drops into the snow, dying in front of you. The winds whipping around you die down, and the snowy field once again lies silent.
I swear that would have worked with a normal wolf.
It's so cold. This is a terrible time to tell you guys that I only have a cloak on and like a speedo.
We'll have you a fire soon. Don't worry.
All right. With the battle over, do you press on deeper into the snow, searching for your snowflakes and your yetis, or do you need to take some time to investigate these wolves further?
I need to bandage my wound.
It's a grievous one, I know.
I'd like to take a little sample of the fur.
Uh-huh.
Can we try to skin these?
Yeah, you could try to skin them if you'd like. A sample of the fur is free. Like, you have, like, sheep shears on you, right? You can, definitely just sample up the fur, no problem. If you would like to skin the animal, I will need from you a, dexterity survival check. Or, yeah, dexterity survival, or like if you have tools that are associated with like skinning or hunting animals, a tool check with dex would be appropriate.
Okay, I have a dagger, but I think survival dex is fine.
Okay, perfect. This will be DC. What are winter wolves? DC 14.
Oh,
Holy
very good
cow.
rolls.
All
And that was a
right.
disadvantage, so it's
24. You skin them perfectly well. After a small sample of fur has been cut off, you quickly take out your dagger, kind of twirl it a bit. Yeah, right there. Whoop. And you just start cutting up these pelts. You have 2 winter wolf pelts. They will each weigh 10 pounds, and they are fully intact.
Perhaps we
Excellent.
can use that, and that's what we wrap around the snow to keep the snow from getting warm.
Good idea, Birdman.
I hate that name. So they weigh 10 pounds each?
10 pounds each.
Okay. Alright, I'll just shove them into my backpack.
Sounds
All
good.
right.
We have some donkey weight at this point too, because we've eaten some food.
Okay.
Are we stopping to rest, gentlemen?
I would like to take 10 minutes or an hour to wrap up my wound, and at the very least before we press on.
Okay, absolutely.
good.
You can take 10 minutes and bind up some wounds, drink some water from your water skins, whatever else you need to take your rest. After you spend 10 minutes catching your breath, binding your wounds, you may spend hit dice up to 1/2 of your hit dice pool total, rounded up, of course, and recover any spells or class features tied to a short rest in the player's handbook.
As a quick question,
Yeah.
would I know how much of that ale I would have to drink to get the like cold resistance?
I think you gotta
Is it
start
the
slamming
whole
some ale,
cask? Slam it? Okay, well I'll slam it when we find some Yetis.
man.
Just gonna hold the cask and be like, I'll be ready. I'll be ready at a moment's notice. What's your first action? I start drinking right away.
Just fill up your helmet and hold it out.
Hold on, man, I'm not ready.
He's got like his dagger out, ready to shotgun the beer immediately as soon as he sees the Yeti.
That's how we convince him that he should be the one to go and shave it. We get him drunk first.
Oh, Birdman,
That's
you
an
read my
idea.
mind.
All right, 10
what's-
minutes
what's the
pass.
snow?
I'm sorry, what were you saying?
What's the snow like around here?
Here it is hard and compact. Outside of what was blown up by the wolves themselves, this seems to be kind of a like permanent frost almost in this area. It doesn't seem like a fresh snowfall has reached this part of the, or at least this like first region of the snowy like north that you are walking in.
Minions, keep your eyes out for light powder. We need a fresh snowfall if we're going to find identical, perfect snowflakes. That is all.
Randall's just looking up.
For birds.
No, looking for snow.
Oh, it's even better.
All right.
Looking for snowbirds.
You push
Oh,
on
God.
deeper
Don't give 'em
into
ideas,
the
boys.
kind of frozen area here northeast of Stallion's Run. Eventually, you get to the end of your kind of second day. You got to the encounter with the wolves late in the afternoon. Quickly, the sun kind of begins to set around you. There's a mountainous kind of region to the north, so as the sun begins to slink down, shade quickly happens to encompass this area. The temperature drops wildly, and you find yourselves cold and in the very dark. The howls of wolves can be heard far off around you as your kind of last day of the journey comes to an end, having found yourself in the middle of the wilderness. Ave says that the birds have led him northeast directly. You are certain that you have come to the location that you set off to find as night begins to fall. So, you camp down for the night. There is no encounters in the evening, though as you keep watches, the wolves howl. And on the morning of this now third day since you set out, you find yourselves in the freezing cold. A sunny day once again. It begins to warm you ever so slightly, but you find yourselves very chilled out here. And you are now looking for Yetis and snowflakes, I presume. What do you do?
What'd she say? You gotta look for a cave to find Yetis or find deer?
I imagine either tracks of animals and then look for perhaps a fresh kill and then follow that back to a cave or find a cave. Also, as we're walking around, I'm going to look out for small animals in the forest.
Okay, absolutely. As you can tell from this part of the region, the forest and the grasslands kind of meet up here in the north. And so as you have made your way into this hex, you've noticed that there are trees, tall and much like the forest that you first walked through in Rhineview, but they are covered in kind of icy white cold. They are less of a temperate and deciduous nature, more the tall pines of this region down from the mountains. You look for some tracks of small animals, Fizzlespark. Are you trained in either nature or survival?
No, but I do have a class feature.
Yes. What is your class feature?
I can speak with small beasts. And so therefore I'm looking for squirrels, Greg.
You are looking.
What did you ask me if I was
for squirrels?
Squirrels, of course. What did you ask if I was trained in?
Either nature or survival.
I am trained in nature.
Okay, in that case, it requires nothing for you to find some small beasts. You're looking for squirrels, but you don't so much find a squirrel as you find a small rodent, much like maybe a vole or maybe a badger of some kind that has adapted to the icy cold. It has a thick fur coat, and what you notice at first is the kind of burrows in the ice next to the trees. It has made little pockets of dry dirt to gets underneath the ice to sleep in the winters and the cold nights, and as you kind of get near it, it pokes its little snout up to sniff at you.
Minions, hang back. I have this covered. And I will sneak up to it. What might voles like to eat when I know that?
They are burrowers and scavengers. They will eat roots and nuts and acorns and things, but they often like to
perfect.
They often like to dig up the bulbs or roots or tubers that are in the ground.
Perfect. I specifically bought a pouch and a ration worth of nuts and seeds that I've been keeping on my character sheet.
Ah, okay.
So I will pull some nuts out of the bag, and the party will hear Fizzle Spark like chittering in like small animal noises, like.
Mm-hmm.
But the vole will hear Fizzle Spark going, "Great and majestic servant of Big Mike."
You know Big Mike?
I know Big Mike.
Oh,
Yes.
man. Okay.
Here, some nuts for you, good friend.
Oh, you are a good friend. And this little claw like pulls out some nuts, and you hear it going. What can I do for a friend of Big Mike?
Does Big Mike still seek the music and the good food?
Always.
Well then, friend, we seek to rid this area of a menace to all voles and moles.
The
We seek to
foxes!
find
Yes, those dastardly foxes.
assholes, I know.
They can
Terrible.
dive through the ice. It's crazy. Have you ever seen anything like it? He grabs another nut. They I don't know. I think they can smell us or something. Gotta dig deep around here.
We seek one that digs deep. Large creatures, claws, eyes, ice and cold and death. The Yeti. Do you know of the Yeti?
They're even bigger than Big Mike.
I know.
Terrifying. They're kind of not all that interested in us, though. Fox is way bigger problem.
If we promise to hunt some foxes for you, can you tell us where to find the Yeti?
That seems like a fair deal, yeah. Okay, so what you're gonna need to do... Oh, God, I'm really bad with directions, I just realized. I'm kind of an underground traveler. Do you do vibrations in the ground? Is that something that you people can do? I don't see many whiskers on your face, you know? I'm kind of blind, but I can tell, I got that kind of hearing.
The big one. Meat Shield. I can make him jump up and down really hard. We can get vibrations.
Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, so what you're gonna have to do, you have to have him jump on the ground a lot. When the vibrations start getting really thin, you're hitting like a big rocky area. Terrible hunting ground. Don't go there. But when the vibrations get really thin, if you go to this side, and he starts pointing east. He's like, if you go to this side, I don't know what you people call it. We call it west. Anyway, you go there, and then you wait until the vibrations get really soft. That area is dangerous because everything can hunt you there. But on the other side of that rock where the vibrations are soft, that's where you'll find the biggins. I would suggest being underground. That's just my thing. They don't really hunt you there. But if you're above ground, they'll probably eat you.
Okay. I'll make sure I stick my minions in front of me. That way they eat them.
Smart.
And I get away.
Smart.
Yes. One has to do what they can to survive.
Absolutely.
I will pull a few more nuts out. Thank you for your help, friend.
All hail Big Mike.
All hail Big Mike. And then I will inform my party that we must head. First of all, Meat Shield. Jump up and down. A lot. Now. Quickly. Quickly, man. There's not much time.
I just start jumping up and down, all right, bro, whatever.
I will lean over to Scoopy and I just wanted to see if he'd do it. All right. We have to find a really big, large rock somewhere to the east. And then on the other side of the rock should be a Yeti cave. This is very important. I have a debt to pay to Big Mike. If we see foxes, we must hunt them mercilessly. Do you understand?
Not really, but okay.
Okay.
Foxes are jerks.
Yeah.
Assholes.
All right. You
All right,
have a plan. You're looking for a
We
big
had
rock.
Galactic Standard Northwest. Let's go.
Northwest, perfect. You begin heading northwest per the directions of your vole friend, through the kind of like icy tundra of it. Excellent. Your morning goes by fairly uneventfully. The area around you doesn't seem to be particularly teeming with life as you're pushing your way through the like icy forests in this region. As a party, whoever is kind of leading this investigation, looking for the big rock, go ahead and give me a survival wisdom check here, DC 12.
Who is leading?
Yeah, whoever's taking charge.
I think we would probably ask our ranger to lead.
Okay.
Think you can do that there, Skooky?
I think I could manage.
Alrighty. Skooky, you're in charge of trying to find this big rock. In the morning, go ahead and give me a survival wisdom check here as you're looking.
Right.
Perfect. The morning goes by pretty much without a hitch. No encounters rolled in the morning. The area is pretty light and breezy, and you make your way through this kind of foresty, wooded region. It's kind of nearing the end of morning, kind of approaching more noon. As the day is warming up finally, you can kind of get the chill out of your bones when Skooky Goobler sees in front of him a kind of large stone. In a kind of opening in the kind of woods, there's a nice like kind of thicket, I guess it would be if it were not snowy, where the trees have kind of dropped away, and kind of center-ish, not perfectly centered, but in the middle of this open kind of snowy area, there's a big rocky formation nearby that Skooky points out eagerly. Ah! I found it. As you approach said encounter, you can see that the outside of this place has a few kind of lumps in the snow. And as you look at it a little bit more closely, it appears to be skeletal remains. They're picked clean of any like tissue or anything, just like left kind of scattered about at the like edge of this stone on the east side.
Seems the vultures got here before us.
Yes, Birdman. You would know about vultures, wouldn't you?
Sure would. Great creatures. They keep nature clean.
You're disgusting. You disgust me sometimes.
Fizzle Spark just shakes his head. Stumpy, friend. Do you see any tracks of Yetis? Any other creatures in the area? Simple yes or no, friend. Be all I need.
Who are you asking again?
Totally asking you.
Okay, now I'm listening to that. Yes. So
I mean, I'm kind of an asshole. I don't really refer to any of you as your real names, but I've been calling
I
you
understand.
Stumpy,
I just didn't hear it clearly.
Okay.
All right. So, do I see tracks?
You absolutely do, yes. Big, large tracks, half again the size of a like man's track. Appears to be vaguely, from the distance that you're at, humanoid in shape, though it doesn't look overly much like a boot or anything. To really know more about it, you have to go up and find them, but it's very clear to your ranger's eyes that there are tracks in and around this kind of stone that you found in the ice.
Well, these tracks certainly look like something close to what we're searching for. I think it'd be worthwhile to follow them.
You tell how many there are.
I believe I only see one set at present. Is that right?
Yeah, if you look, you'll find that you think that there are no more than 3 or 4 distinct sets and no fewer than 2.
Well, there's a handful. I think if we do follow it, though, we should try to be stealthy.
Agreed. What's the snow look like around here, Greg?
It's kind of got that same feel to it as if there hasn't been a real fresh snowfall in a while. It's kind of icy in most places, although it has built up in higher quantities in this area, as if like around fallen stumps or stones. Like there's kind of more mounds of it, where it's probably a little bit less icy and a little more like a buildup of powder still.
Okay. Well, friends, what's the plan?
I'm gonna get drunk before we go in there.
Wait, is there an inn there? Did we find a cave?
I think that's the tracks like lead into like a cave, right?
You're kind of
was just-
approaching it from the south. There's skeleton kind of remains around the eastern kind of border of it that you can kind of see. There's tracks kind of leading in. A vole kind of told you there would be something
Gotcha.
to the east.
Do we go like into the like monster's home, or do we wait outside and jump one whenever it comes out and beat it unconscious and then drag it away and give it a new home somewhere else?
You showed you're a crazy man. Love it. They said that. Remember, they said these things were clever. There's a chance if we just follow the tracks, we're going to be ambushed. Perhaps we find some higher ground and observe. Or maybe move parallel to the tracks. So that we are not.
Those are smart ideas.
So no one sneaks upon us. But if there's a cave, then eventually we'll have to go in there. We just need to be on our guard. You guys go first.
Good confidence there. Good confidence.
Yes.
All right, I'm prepared to chug my alcohol as fast as I can. I got it at the top of my backpack. He's ready.
Perhaps we should also stay downwind. You know, many creatures have a keen sense of smell.
Yeah, I don't want to fart into the wind, you know?
Yeah. Don't fart on me either. That's shouldn't have to be said.
Sorry, it's just, it's a little weird out here. You know, we've been eating weird food. I just can't help myself.
Okay.
Those green tomatoes didn't sit well with you.
Not at all.
All right. You are, so it sounds like you're attempting to stay downwind of the creatures and move parallel to the tracks that you see, so that you can get a good look at this cave entrance, I suppose.
I think that's a
that's
good
good.
start. It's
Do we
still
maybe
pretty.
wanna
Go ahead, please.
Do we want to explicitly try to be stealthy on our approach, or what do we think?
I think that's a good plan.
Okay.
It's the beginning of the day at this point.
So you're heading towards noon. You're still in the morning, but like you're late morning at this point, heading towards noon.
Okay.
All right, you begin making your way parallel to the tracks, careful not to cross into them, kind of circling around the Yeti's cave here, trying to be as stealthy as possible. I guess you're sticking low to the kind of ground, using the white snow as cover as best you can. And you want to get a good look at the interior of this cave, I suppose. Excellent. What I will want then is a group stealth check. I would like all of you to roll me stealth dexterity as you are making your way around this cave entrance to get a good look in.
15.
6. Beautiful.
Also 6. High five.
EA, or not EA. Skooky, you are at disadvantage. You give me one more of those.
Sure thing.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so 6 it is. 15, 18, 6, and 6. Let me do a quick double check here, because that math doesn't quite work in my brain as good as it should. It's about an 11, I think. 11.25. Okay, I was right. Beautiful. You guys sneak around the edge of this cave. Who is it? It is Skooky or it is Randall. It is Randall. Randall, you step, as you're like just getting to the point where you can look into this cave, you step on a nice bit of ice. It like crunches under your foot. And as you do so, you hear like the ice like ripple through the ground as if it's like giving way, and the like snapping sound gets louder and louder until you hear like grunting like out in the cave, and coming out of the cave entrance that you can now look into is a large white creature that looks something like this guy right here, standing at the edge of standing at the edge of this here cave, looking out, and you can see that it makes eye contact with the four of you, staring out of this cave. What do you do as this thing looks at you?
How far away is it from me?
You were staying as far away and like kind of circling around parallel to these tracks. So as you're like looking into this cave entrance, kind of like this direction, like looking from here in here, you're probably 120 feet away.
Oh, I start drinking beer.
All right, you start slamming beers, just glug 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 glug.
Yeah, he'll drink a beer, and then as he's drinking, he starts to advance. Because it looks like this thing sees me, right?
It definitely does. It sees you. You see it. Everyone knows. All right, you drink your beer. Absolutely. So, as you drink this, you feel flush. All that coldness around you just like washes away. You are feeling like just warm as can be. Give me a Constitution saving throw, DC 15.
Oh, no. Oh, I did it. Thank God.
Oh, you handle that beer. It is really, really stout stuff, but you manage to keep your brain clear and focused. You have resistance to cold damage until the end of 1 hour.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Awesome. You begin advancing forward. You walk like 30 feet forward, chugging this beer, slam it on the ground.
He does the forehead. He does the Steve Austin.
On like a wooden cask, you're like,
oh, fuck!
All right, the three of you see this just manly display from Randall the Barbarian, chugging this thing, smashing it on his forehead, advancing towards the creature that you see at the front of this cave. What are the three of you doing as this is happening?
Ave was just about to get ready to turn tail and run, but then he sees the Barbarian advancing and holds his ground, getting out his short bow.
Yuki will find a nice vantage point and grab the crossbow, line it up.
Okay, excellent.
Fizzle Spark will spread out a little bit so he's not standing next to the people in front of him. Under his breath, he's like, big, like, proud. And he starts reading the spell.
All right. So I am going to run this a little bit theater of the mind. I don't have a map that's like hundreds of feet in distance. So you guys are starting about 120 feet away from this guy, spreading out, getting yourselves ready to go. This Yeti starts pawing its way forward, kind of like a gorilla, using like its knuckles and its feet to like walk forward. Randall's advancing forward. As you guys prepare for this fight, everyone roll me some initiative.
Let me pull a token onto the screen so that.
Oh, yeah. Feel free to pull it up in the corner or something. No problem. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Nice. My
We
token
can all
is
get like a
huge.
good look at the terrifying visage of Fizzle Spark McAwesome Sauce.
Oh, look at that crit on initiative.
Oh my god.
And we will pull out a Yeti here. Boom. The Yeti's character sheet rolls initiative for me. Boom. Initiative at 11 for the Yeti. We have Fizzlespark, Ave, Randall, Yeti, Goobler. Perfect. Fizzlespark McAwesome Sauce, you are the first to react after this just amazing display by Randall. What do you do?
I'm going to raise my hand, cackle a little bit, and fling a bolt of fire at this Yeti.
Absolutely. You fling a bolt of fire at this Yeti.
14?
You're like 120 feet away. Firebolt. Yeah, that's perfect.
That's the exact range.
Absolutely. Firebolt comes arcing out, slamming into the Yeti's thick fur. Like beats at it to like put it out, but it will take some damage. Go ahead and roll me that damage. 6 points of fire damage. You can smell even from across the like chasm this like big smoldering like fur just burning. It's awful smelling, but it hurts.
Take note of that. Take note of that. 'Cause we can't burn them all, otherwise we don't have any Yeti here.
True.
Beautiful. All right, that is Fizzlespark.
I'll make sure not to aim, Greg. I'll make sure not to aim for the ass, because that's where the hair is. We need.
Right.
That's where the magical hair is.
Obviously,
Yeah.
obviously. Ave, it is your turn. What will you do?
I will move about 20 feet forward to about 100 feet, and I will fire a short bow shot at disadvantage.
Absolutely, please do.
14 to
The
hit.
14 is perfect, though. Your crossbow bolt sticks into the side of it for 8 points of piercing damage. The creature rips out the crossbow bolt, like snaps it in its hand, and keeps advancing towards you after you strike it. All right, Randall, you are the next to move. What will you do?
Okay, so I moved up, so I was 90 feet away. How
Yep.
far away is the Yeti? It moved
It moved
30
up
feet
like
out of the
30-ish
entrance?
feet at this point, so like you're like 60 feet away, we'll say.
Okay, Randall's gonna rage, and he's gonna charge this Yeti. He's gonna dash into the Yeti.
All right, you dash into this Yeti, yelling and raging as you go.
Absolutely. Or just move myself to like right. You know, this looks great.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
And
feel
then-
free.
Yeah, thanks. I don't have an angry token. Why is there no angry token? You know what? I'm sad that there's no angry tokens there again.
Instead.
All right, beautiful. You charge into the Yeti. The Yeti roars displeasure. You can see that you thought it was like angry and mad, like you are. Like you thought you were matching its energy. As you get up close, as it's like beating on its chest, you see fear in its eyes. The creature itself is definitely scared of the fire, and it lunges out at you anyway with its claws, but does so at disadvantage. But a 19 might still
Yep,
hit
that
you.
hits.
Excellent. Its claws rend forward, slashing at you for 8 points of slashing damage and 4 cold damage. But you are resistant to the cold damage.
Yeah,
Flashing, because he's raging.
And the slashing for raging. Excellent.
I'm an angry boy.
Beautiful. It then locks its eyes right on you, Randall. It's like
Uh-oh.
the fear drains out of it, and it like its imposing presence like starts to exude from it. It stands up on its hind legs, beats its chest, and you can feel this like chill emanating out from its blue eyes. It threatens to paralyze you. Make me a DC 13 Constitution saving throw.
Fuck me.
I
I have +6 to this roll. This is bullshit.
You feel the magic of its horrifying gaze like deep into your like mind, like digging in, and you feel the like chill of the Yeti taking over your body. You are paralyzed and will take 3d6 cold damage.
Oof.
You will take 9 cold damage, but you are resistant to it from your beer.
Yeah, I have done before. Alright.
Alright, excellent. And that brings us to the Skooky Goobler. What will you do?
Alright. Well, I'll run over, find a nice angle. I'll line up the old crossbow. Aim for the head.
And aim for the head. Beautiful. You step forward with your crossbow at the ready. What is the short distance, or the regular distance on the crossbow?
I think it's... Is it 40?
30 feet, right?
Yeah, okay.
For a light crossbow, I thought it was 80.
Is it 80? Okay, I think that you are able to step forward then and get largely within range. Go ahead and make me an attack roll, regular.
Right.
Oh, but you critically miss. Your crossbow like jams. It's not used to being in this cold like environment. The string wasn't ready to fire, and this bolt just kind of like snaps out of your crossbow, ineffectively in front of you. 8320. Thank you, Shadow. All right. In that case, it comes to Fizzle Spark. You see your companion like frozen in place after he rushed up to the Yeti. As it like was looming over him, what do you do?
How far is this Yeti for me?
You were like kind
start.
of backing up this whole time, right? So I think you're right at 120 feet where you've been firebolting it.
I will move up 25 feet, and then I think Firebolt again is the choice.
Okay.
21.
21, you strike it again, flames erupt around it. It beats at its like
for
flames,
7.
trying to put it out. For 7 points of fire damage. That is 21 total. Does that bloody the creature? No, it does not quite.
I'm gonna yell out, Birdman! Help him! Maybe.
And with that cry echoing in your ears from Fizzle Spark, Ave, it is your turn.
I will move myself 10 feet forward, and I will quickly pull out my flute, my bird flute, and I will play an encouraging bird sound, a little, morning wake up bird sound for my friend Randall,
God,
here, giving him bardic inspiration through bird sound. I'm sure he appreciates it.
Rooster?
And then I will switch to a more obnoxious tone and cast Vicious Mockery on the Yeti.
Very good. We shall make a wisdom save. Wisdom saving throw. Which it succeeds! Despite your devilish words and your vicious mocking, this creature seems to be unperturbed. Perhaps you need more chilling insults.
I just don't have the right birds.
Randall, it is your turn. You are currently paralyzed. So as the conditions go in 5e, you are incapacitated and cannot move or speak. You automatically fail strength and dex saving throws. Attack rolls against you have advantage, and they crit. Beautiful.
Yeah.
So your turn passes, frozen in fear, and like icy chill, and the Yeti gets to go. The Yeti.
Oh, no, I don't get any saves for it.
Huh?
You get to go save at the end of his turn.
I don't.
That
This
a
is
good
going to be a
question.
really long minute.
Yep.
The damage. You are paralyzed for 1 minute unless you are immune. You can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns. You are correct. I didn't see the save at the end. Go ahead and give me a DC 13 con save.
Thank you for your mercy.
Oh no, that's fine. I'm used to some things just automatically happening. 21, you succeed. You break out of your trance as you see this creature raising up its hand to strike at you. It
Oh no!
now has disadvantage. It swings down upon you with a 10, unable
Thank
to strike
goodness.
you. And does so again, foregoing its gaze, with another 10.
Close.
The creature roars, beats its chest at you, and Skooky Goobler, it is your turn.
Alright. Well. I think we'll try our luck again with the crossbow.
Okay, absolutely. Your light crossbow is accurate this time. You just needed to warm it up a little bit. The bolt flies through, striking it in its like big chest. Go ahead and give me some damage. For 12
God.
piercing. Beautiful. That will
Warmed up now,
bloody
don't
the
worry.
creature.
I guess I should put a tag on me. I'm bloodied as well.
Okay, sure. As the creature is struck by this bolt, it like sinks down for a moment in front of Randall, and then it starts beating the ground in front of it, like in anger, ripping out this crossbow, and you see it frenzy in front of you.
Oh no!
Fizzle Spark, it is your turn.
Well, fire's been working. We're gonna keep the fire coming. 21.
Your firebolt strikes true. Go ahead and give me some damage. Four more
fire
points
again.
of fire. It beats its chest out. Anger and fear mixing together in front of Randall's eyes.
I hold my ground.
All right. Ave, it's once again your turn. You see this frenzying creature beating at the fire. What do you do?
I will. You know what? I'm just going to pull out my bow and shoot another short bow shot at it.
All right. With a 16, that will hit. For 5 more piercing damage. Excellent. 9, 21, 28, 36, 44. Perfect. It roars and not appreciating bow shots. Randall, this thing is frenzying in front of you, preparing to do something. What do you do?
I will roar back and stab it. I stab at the
Nice.
this one.
With a
19?
19. That will hit.
Yeah.
6. That is not
sorry,
enough to fell the
5.
beast.
2 more for rage. Sorry.
Oh, and 2 more for rage. That is enough to fell the beast.
It's-
Your stab
The 5
goes right through its throat as it is like preparing to rip you asunder. Its like cold blue eyes like roll back in its head, and it falls to the ground, still attached to your spear, dead.
I hate to do this, Greg, but the 5+1 was because of the crit. Is
No,
7
I get
damage
plus-
enough to kill it.
Oh, that's actually a good question. Hold on. Because that was 44 here, plus 5 is 49, plus 2 is 51. Oh, you're right. It is
Oh, it's okay.
still alive
I have a
and
bonus
one.
action attack too.
Okay, okay.
Ah,
it's-
oh,
worried.
never mind.
Shit.
Never mind.
Oh!
Yeah,
Hey, Bardic Inspiration?
How much is the bardic inspiration?
I believe it's a
D6?
D6. Yeah.
It's a D6 for first level.
Nope.
No! You think it's about to die. It slides down. Your spear still in its throat. It opens up its eyes once again. 1 hit point remaining. It rips the spear out of its throat, and it's its turn. Oh, yes!
Sorry, Soul Crusher.
The Yeti realizes that the battle is still on, and it swings its claws down at you. It was struck by fire, though, so it is still at disadvantage. It will swing once with an 18.
Misses.
Just missing. Oh, it winds up
Glances off of my shield.
to do it again, clattering its claws off your shield. With an 8, it roars. It locks its eyes upon you once more. Make me a DC 13 con save.
Oh god, I gotta make this stupid save again.
Yes, now it gets all of its attacks. Oh! But you save. Skooky Goobler, this thing's on its last legs, looking like it's gonna die. What will you do?
Try to finish it out before it gets any angrier.
Excellent. With a 21, your crossbow flies true. It is impossible for you to roll any damage that doesn't kill the beast. Your crossbow bolt flies right into its heart as it's pounding on Randall's shield. It falls over, and this time remains dead. The battle is over for the moment.
Grab the ass hair.
Get
Quickly.
the shears.
We can take more. I swear we can do more. I drank a lot of booze. as I like start shearing off the Yeti hairs.
Absolutely. You brought shears just for this purpose. You begin clipping off hairs of the Yeti.
Excellent.
You were doing a lot of shouting back and forth. Highs or lows?
Oh, give me. High will be good as always, and low will be, oh god,
Alright.
more Yetis.
Oh, that's a 6 on a d6. Your shouting
More
goes
Yetis.
unanswered, echoing out in the snowfields around you as you shear the ass of the Yeti.
I'll never be able to not forget that sentence.
Alright. You
can I also
stand on
take
the
it-
precipice of this cave, freshly shorn Yeti ass bear in the wind. What do you do?
I think we have to go look for snowflakes, guys. Unless you want to go
Yeah.
in.
I would. The D&D player in me would love to go in, but the common sense player says that was tough for one Yeti.
Well,
I
if
see
we
two
can,
more on the map.
yeah, if we can heal up, we could do it. I believe.
Maybe.
Think we could be the first people to level 3, right to level 3,
Mm.
over my dead corpse.
Do we want
I
to
think
go
we
look
gave
for
him a bit too
snowflakes?
much of that booze.
Dude, I'm leaving this one up to you, Charlie.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
fine.
you're the big tank. You're the one taking all the risk.
I'm fine. I think I have 5 more turns of rage, right? Ish. Probably have to rage again at the next start of the next fight. Do we have any? Do you guys have like? Can the healers heal me, or is that the
No.
healer feat?
I do not have the healer feat. That is.
Do we have any way to heal me? I have 6 out of 16 HPs. I'm very injured.
I'd rather wake you up when you fall asleep than
I'll
heal
lose,
you with
I'll
my
lose
weak
my
healing.
rage. You madman.
Fine. I will give you a morning dove's cry as I healing word you.
You're the best. Thank you.
There's a evil part of me that wants to make you give me an actual morning dove's cry, Koran.
I mean, I'll do it if you really want. It just won't come off well on the mic.
No, it's
I
okay.
believe in you.
All right. So, you spend a moment. A beautiful dove cry echoes through the snow. You feel better, even better than you did when you drank that booze. And you prepare to dive in to the Yeti cave. But we're about right at 2 hours of play. So as you dive into the Yeti cave, we're going to go on about a 5 or 10 minute break drink some water, eat some food, and we'll see what happens to the party when we come back on the other side. I will see you all soon. And welcome back, Internet. We are back with more Land Beyond the Mist. Just before our break, the party has found a Yeti's cave, defeated a lone Yeti at the mouth of it, shaved its ass bare, and now prepare to make their way deeper into the Yeti's cave itself. The barbarian Randall has been healed up by the soothing calls of birds and is got the fire in his belly still from the hot dwarven ale. And I believe you are ready to make your way in. What is the party's plan here as you push forward?
I think Fizzle Spark is getting up much closer this time. Still staying behind everybody, but getting pretty close to the party. And he's, for safety, is going to cast Prestidigitation and light a torch. Give us a little bit of light, and also so that if a Yeti comes running at me, I can stick fire between me and him.
Okay, perfect. The torch illuminates the kind of mouth of this cave, and while you can see the snow kind of covering this area and the discarded bones of the Yeti's meal kind of around its dead corpse, you can see from kind of deeper in the light reflects of very smooth, clear, icy glass surface, as if the ice itself were forming over maybe a subterranean lake or some kind of water, and you can almost see through it. There appears to be almost like a stalactite or stalagmite growing up through the water in which the ice is frozen over the top of, that you could just make out with the flickering light of your torch being reflected in the snowy crystals around this cave entrance.
So Spark panics for a second, recalling traps, and looks around.
You observe, looking for obvious signs of traps, tripwires, pits, the like. You don't notice much.
Far more scared of the water underneath me.
You don't notice anything wrong with it at the moment.
Okay.
No. Seems to be ice.
All right, well, off to my swimming adventure, I guess. Randall will advance. I guess I can prod the ground a bit in front of me with my spear just to make sure it's not gonna immediately break.
Absolutely.
I mean, the Yeti is huge, right? It looks like it weighs hundreds of pounds.
Yes, absolutely. It is a large size creature, twice your size. You know, if it pulled itself up to full height, it's probably 10 feet or more tall. It weighs easily 600 plus pounds of muscle and bone. It's a big creature.
Do I think it would be possible to try to avoid the gaze of the Yeti while fighting it? Or is it just nearly impossible?
By averting your eyes from the gaze, I think absolutely, much like fighting a Medusa. It would be closing your eyes or averting your eyes would put you at disadvantage.
Okay. All right. I guess we will. I guess I'll advance inside. Do you guys follow me?
You are brave like an eagle, as I will grant you another bardic inspiration.
Thank you.
All right, you push your way inside about 30 feet, tapping upon the ice in front of you. The kind of taps of your spear are deadened at first by the snow, but as you reach this part of the interior of the cave, you hear a nice resounding clack 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 on the ice. It seems firm and steady, no cracks upon the ground or thinness that you can detect, at least this far in. It seems to hold up well as you peer into the depths of the crystal clear water below you.
Okay. Yeah, I will continue onward.
All right.
Boop.
You tap your way through that ensuing area. As you do so, you see kind of a turn in the cave. There is a path to your, kind of west, to the left-hand side of your character, deeper in. As you get to that area, you hear the resounding kind of breathing echoing through the walls rhythmically. It reminds you of, a sleeping creature. To your right is a kind of open room, like a expansion of the cave itself. Here lies an enormous pile of bones, both animal and humanoid, picked entirely clean of flesh and hair and bone, or flesh and hair and muscle and whatnot. Just the bones themselves lie strewn in this pile haphazardly. And there are, counting probably in the hundreds of humanoids and animals mixed together here. It would be almost impossible to tell them apart at this point. Below you, as you look through the clear ice, you begin to see speckles of something shiny and metallic. It appears almost as if there is gold strewn beneath the ice underneath which you walk.
Holy shit. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the group, right? Be like, yo, guys, psst, hey. So, he's whispering. I'm not gonna whisper to, stop everyone from straining, but...
Sure.
Like, all right, so I think I hear Yetis sleeping, unless they're incredibly much smarter than me and pretending to be asleep, which is possible. But there's also gold under the ice. It looks like gold. Like a shit ton of gold. So do we go ambush sleeping Yetis? And then try to steal all the gold that's under the ice? There's shit tons. There's also a bunch of pile of bones. I'm sure there's some good stuff in there, maybe.
If we ambush the Yetis, Fizzle Spark will reach into his pack and pull out 3 flasks of oil.
Oh, no.
If they're asleep, holds up the torch in his other hand. We've already got our hair. And it's the ass hair. We've got the gold already.
Got the
we
good
want
shit,
the rest
yeah.
of the gold. Now's our time.
Bring the torch in will risk waking them up, I'm sure. Maybe some of your magics can light that from afar.
I can't see in the dark, guys. I'm just a normal human. Okay.
Seems like we need the torch, Birdman.
Fair enough.
I can still try and light the magic from afar, or light the oil from afar.
Yeah.
Who is brave?
Who's
like
the sneakiest amongst us?
Silence.
I feel like I have about a 25% bonus to my stealth.
Oh, that's weird. I feel like I'm at 80% of my hit points, whatever those are.
Stumpy, how about you? Think you could sneak in there, pour oil on the Yetis without waking them up, and then get out in time? Fizzle Spark will chuckle a little bit after hearing those words. And, Wimpy Ranger, you're muted if you're talking.
His mouth's moving, but I'm not hearing
That
anything.
explains it. Sorry. Thanks so much. Well, just to say what I had before, I'd love to get a look at this gold as a gemsmith, maybe even before waking up the Yetis to see if it's worth our trouble.
There's a lot of stuff down there.
You creep forward, Skooky, into that kind of same area, and sure enough, below, if the flickering light of the torch, below the ice that you walk on, underneath this, glass-like surface, there are, gold pieces scattered underneath the ground. They appear to be uncut, unprocessed, but they have definitely been mined from somewhere. It would almost appear as if gold was mined and was being transported in that kind of nugget state. Some of it's impure, but some of it's more pure gold. It's like nuggets and chunks and pieces of gold, and when in the process of transport, it seems that they have spilled out beneath the kind of ice of this lake.
All right. Well, I will turn to the party with big saucer-like eyeballs and give them a nice thumbs up.
I think if we do this, do it mostly together, so that we can pounce upon the Yetis at one time.
They
I
will
will
be
stay
very
in the back
surprised when
and
we
see what I
light
can
their
do.
magical ass hairs on fire.
I can perhaps try to distract one of them after they awaken, so that we can deal with the first one.
Okay.
But if you hear me telling my joke, do not hit the Yeti until he is the only one left.
I hope it's a good joke.
It's a good one.
Well, are we going to try to have someone sneak ahead?
I'll
I
hold
could-
oil out.
I could give someone the stealth of an owl.
I'm pretty stealthy, but I also have little halfling legs, and if a Yeti's chasing me, that might be a liability.
Oh, Stumpy. If a Yeti chases all of us, we're all dead.
That's
If we
fair.
go in
worry.
there,
Alright.
only the winner comes out.
Well, then I'm willing to do it.
That's
Someone's
a brave
buying
man.
me a
I knew
pint
you
when we
were.
get back to civilization.
I've got one in my backpack.
Even better.
Well, maybe a pint beforehand might not be bad.
Did I have to
that's-
drink an entire flask to get the fire resistance effect?
No, you needed to drink the equivalent of like one big mug.
Okay. I think there's enough here for everyone, but you might get incredibly intoxicated. It's very strong alcohol. It was great. I recommend it 10 times out of 10 before charging a Yeti.
I mean, if we're gonna do this, we should do it right. Pour me some.
Hell yeah! Hang on, I have another flagon in my bed. Don't smash this one on your forehead. I was stupid. I love that.
There's like a big ring on his forehead where he smashed it.
It's just a big fucking bruise.
All right, you four get big mugs together. It's not
this
been
one.
an hour, I guess 3. Randall's still feeling good from that drink. You get big mugs full of like this like black dark brew. You can like smell the spices from it as soon as it gets poured. And down the hatch it goes. I want all of you to give me DC 15 Constitution saving throws.
Regretting this already. But I clicked it. Nope,
Excellent. That's what I wanted to see.
Yes.
Oh my god, so good. The dwarf in you came out.
Nice.
Wait, now one.
Oh yeah, we're waiting
Yeah,
on
there's
one.
one more.
Are you drinking it, Skooky?
No, I'm not gonna drink it beforehand. Sorry. This
Oh,
is my
okay,
reward
okay.
for
So
survival.
fair enough. Shadow and
Okay.
Ave Ave and Fizzle Spark just down this spicy brew while one's waiting in the wings for Skooky. Ave, you just feel this warmth spreading through you. It's spicy, it burns. You immediately get the effects of this very strong alcohol. Woo! But you are warm as can be. The chill of this cave leaves you. You have resistance to fire damage. Fizzle Spark, you are drunk off your ass. You have
Nice.
the room is spinning. It is so unbelievably hard to figure out where you are. Like you are as drunk as this little gnome has ever been drunk. You are immune to cold damage, but you have disadvantage on all attack rolls and skill checks and saving throws until the end of 2 hours.
Oh, you're cold immune. That's even better. What the hell?
Great.
I wish I failed my check. Hang on, is there time for another fight?
You don't want to. You've got disadvantage on saves. You'll get stunned forever.
No, you're immune
I'll-
to it though.
I'll whisper to Fizzlespark, hey, you know us little guys gotta go easy with that, right?
Stumpy. It's delicious.
Well, the sober one goes in and lathers them all up with oil, and we light them on fire and see what happens.
That's apparently the plan.
Hell yeah.
Go with the grace of the owl, and I'll give you a bardic inspiration.
Lovely.
All right.
All right, I will give you my 3 flasks of oil, very nearly setting them on fire with my own torch as I stumble about the cavern. But they are yours. To those who see fit.
Okay.
All right. With that, Kuki begins creeping his way forward, as stealthy as he can go. Go ahead and give me a stealth dexterity check.
Okay.
You are exhausted, so this will be at disadvantage.
I will likely use my bardic here.
Okay, absolutely.
Yeah, I'll still use it.
Okay.
Creeping.
Just a d6.
Your bardic inspiration is
yes.
different than regular inspiration. It is a d6 on
So I've
top
played
of the
with the
roll.
bard since my first campaign, so
Oh, okay. Yeah, perfect. So that is an 18 in total. Beautiful. You begin creeping forward on the pads of your feet, as stealthy as you can be, creeping through the snow, light as can be. The crunches don't even register as you get right on top of those Yetis. They don't even seem to notice you.
I'll commence the plan and douse them.
All right, you douse the Yetis. So a flask of oil can cover a 5-foot radius, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right, perfect. So you oil up. Oh, that is not what I meant to do.
For a second, I thought you said that wasn't what you meant to say, but you should totally oil them up.
Oil up 2
so you
Yetis
oil
before they
up
hit the fight.
squares like this. So go ahead and tell me what 3 squares you would like to douse in oil.
Okay. Let me get my little tool here. Let's do this one.
Oh yeah, you can draw them yourself. Perfect.
This one.
Okay.
And this one.
All right, perfect. You pour the oil on. As you do so, the Yetis go in their sleep, but you're just so soft-handed with it, it just doesn't quite wake them up, and you manage to just lather up the oil in those squares.
I suppose time to creep away.
Okay. With that, you begin creeping back away. There's no double jeopardy, so you make it all the way back to your party,
Whew.
stealthing the whole way.
Who wants my torch?
Yeah, I can pick your torch up. I guess I get to fling a torch at a Yeti.
Sure
Yes.
thing, man.
All right. Gonna toss
We should
the.
all go. We should all go at the same time.
Oh yeah.
We can all wake up together.
How far
We
can
should
I
be
go?
ready.
Okay, I'm gonna run up, throw the torch onto the Yeti, and then rage in its face.
All right. You run up to the Yeti. You chuck a torch on it. Whoosh! Flames ignite as you rage. The Yeti burns. Your torch ignites both of them. Go ahead and roll me 2d6 points of fire damage.
So Goobler, do you want to do this since you took the risk and poured them in oil. Do you want to do the damage for it?
I think that seems fair.
That'd be wonderful.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Mhm.
2d6 coming up.
10 points
Nice.
of fire damage. It erupts in flame. It begins beating on its arms. It wakes up the other one with its yell. Everyone, roll me initiative.
This is when I go slow, by the way. No, I did pretty good.
Hey, Greg.
Nice. Yes.
Is there any way you can reduce the size of my ridiculously large token?
Oh my goodness, yes.
I thought he was just
I wanted
giant
it to-
T-posing Jesus gnome.
I wanted it to be that big, but for the combat, I want it to be
He's
small.
compensating.
Understood.
Very much so.
He's compensating. All right, with a yell, the Yeti is awake. It's burning and covered in oil. Skooky Goobler, you smile inwardly maybe at the results of your efforts, and it is your first reaction that goes off. What do you do?
Right. Well, might just find a nice angle here and load up the old crossbow.
All right, excellent.
Is this disadvantage, advantage? Roll.
You're just a regular attack here, I believe. You only have one level of exhaustion, so you're...
Right, perfect.
You didn't drink the booze yet either, so you don't have any of that going on. So, the 15, I believe, strikes the Yeti true. Let me double check its AC here, because I don't remember. Yes, perfect. Your crossbow bolt flies true, right into the, like, screaming, like, torso of the creature. Go ahead and roll me damage. 8 points of piercing damage. Brilliant. Excellent. Well done, Skooky. That brings us to the Yeti's turn. This one is on fire and burning, and here's the man that put it on fire, yelling incomprehensibly right in front of him. This Yeti raises its claws at you, full of fear and anger and sleepy, crusty eyes, and it slams its claw down at you with disadvantage. With a 12, you bat it away. The creature then bats away the fire of its flames, stares at you with its eyes, and it tries to chill you to your core. Please make me a DC 13 Constitution saving throw against the
Got this,
Oh,
magic
buddy.
of its gaze.
You got this. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh,
there we go.
Easy.
Very nice.
Easy.
Very nice. You steel yourself against its magical gaze, power through it. Its friend over here, though, is not burning, and it has 40 feet of movement speed. So this guy here is gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and feel very bad about life. And then it's gonna, like...
Gotta take a swing at that.
Yeah, it's gonna get stabbed in the butt or something.
Oh, no.
No!
Nope, he's good.
Unfortunately, your spear is not as effective as your shears, and its ass
It's the
remains...
butt hair. Yeah.
Yeah, it's too
It's
thick.
too magical.
Yeah, it's coarse and magical back there, protects it. It instead is going to fix its gaze upon... I think it really can only see you here, Mr. Skooky Goobler. It opens its blue eyes and stares into your soul. The chilling magic begins to creep up your spine. Make me a DC 13 Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Oh, you have failed. You are paralyzed by the cold magic of the Yeti, and you take an additional 3d6 cold damage. You take 9 cold damage as the, like, icy magic runs up your spine, paralyzing you until the end of, well, until you save against it, or a minute passes. Randall! It is now your turn. This screaming Yeti is beating on your shield. It's trying to freeze you. What do you do?
Oh god, the other Yeti's going for my friend. I got you gotta get that other one with the laughter. Make it laugh, please. God, tell it a good joke. Because I'll attack the Yeti in front of me.
All right.
21?
21 hits. Your spear deeply penetrates. Go ahead and give me a damage roll here.
Oh,
For
not very good.
6 points of damage. 24 total. It is just shy of bloodied.
And then I'll slap it with the butt of the spear, hopefully.
Oh,
nope.
Randall. What has happened here?
Uh-oh. Where did I go?
I have 2. No, you're fine. You're fine. I have 2 Yetis. There we go. Boom.
Yeah, the other one was the dead one.
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay, that's it.
And then
for my
you
turn.
slap it with the butt of the spear, but miss. All
Miss
right.
horribly, yeah. I went for the feet, but I definitely should have went for the nose.
Right. Fizzle Spark, it is now your turn. What do you do?
Drunken Fizzle Spark will stumble forward 10 feet. Can I see the Yeti from here?
Sure. Yeah.
All right. And he will turn to him. He'll start laughing inwardly at his own joke before he even tells it. And then he'll yell out, "What do you call a Yeti with a six-pack? An abdominal snowman." And I will cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
I actually like that joke.
Thank you.
It's funny. All right. Tasha's Hideous Laughter requires a saving throw from me. Let us see.
It is a
here.
wisdom save.
Wisdom save.
Come
I
on.
succeed. The Yeti steals itself. I was gonna like criticize your joke, but I actually think it's legitimately funny. So instead, the Yeti just has no sense of humor. This is just a like a Yeti that doesn't believe in funny.
Oh.
Yeah.
We'll see if we can come up with another one maybe for next turn. And
All
then
right.
I will back up 10 feet and go, "Birdman! Help!"
With that cry for
True.
help, Ave, it is your turn.
All right. I will cry out to Skooky saying, "Steal your heart with the heat of a phoenix," and give him my last bardic inspiration.
Okay.
And I will move forward in front of this Yeti and dodge.
Excellent. Skooky Goobler, you spend your turn frozen, paralyzed by the icy magic of the glare. At the end of your turn, please repeat the DC 13 Constitution saving throw.
Here we go.
You succeed, shaking off the magic. The tingling returns to your body as the chill leaves you. You are prepared to act once again next turn. But it is time for the Yetis. This Yeti here was lit on fire, but has not taken fire damage this turn. So it gets to claw at Randall with abandon. Its first swing at you is a 9. Once again, unable to hit your shield. Randall, it's gonna claw at you. Yeah, it just wants to do some claws, man. A 13, it can't hit you. It's so upset.
I'd be upset too. After that.
This creature here sees Ave right in front of him, blocking the path to his prey. Yes, he wants to get you, Ave. The first thing it does is stare deeply into your soul, its chilling gaze attempting to overwhelm your senses. Please make me a DC 13 Constitution saving throw. Oh, beautiful. Ave, you are paralyzed and take 3d6 for 13 cold damage. You do have resistance, however, from the beer that you have drunk. But as you are paralyzed, this creature walks around you. 5, 10, squeezing over here, and it will attack with its claws at good old Skooky Goobler. It is squeezing, so I will give it disadvantage on its claw attack. With a 13, will that hit you?
Will not hit.
Oh, the Yeti is disappointed. Randall, it is once again your turn.
I turn away from this Yeti, provoking an opportunity attack and coming over here to help my friends.
Absolutely.
Maybe I'll go... Hang on, sorry. That was kind of weird. We'll go, like, right here. Looks like it. Nah, fuck it. We'll go right there.
All
Sorry.
right. The Yeti lunges out with a 25.
Oh my god.
Striking you for 6 slashing and 4 cold damage.
My goodness, that's a lot of hit points.
Yes.
All right, and I will stab this other Yeti.
Absolutely.
He's surrounded. Becomes surrounded. It doesn't do anything. But haha. 23?
23 hits.
10 damage.
10 damage at the fresh Yeti. It's surprised that its magic butt hair was not enough to protect it.
Well, now, butt meets butt.
The 15 hits as well. Your spear butt strikes for an additional
right in the butt.
9 points of damage. It's amazing that the butt of your weapon does so much damage.
It's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah. So that's 19 in total, and it's just that one round. Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And that will be my turn.
Fizzle Spark, it is now your turn. What will you do?
I think Fizzle Spark will start cackling once again, and then he will yell out, aiming at this Yeti right here. What do you give a seasick Yeti? Plenty of room. That's Tasha's hideous laughter one more time.
Alrighty. The
I really
Yeti
hope this works.
Will fail its saving throw. The Yeti apparently found its sense of humor. It falls prone, laughing on the ground. Incapacitated. We'll give it one of these.
And it gets to make it save again at the end of its turn or any time it takes damage.
Brilliant. All right.
And then I will move up ever so slightly to be effective at some point.
All right.
We'll see.
Ave, it becomes your turn. You see this giant Yeti just on the ground laughing hideously.
I need to make a Constitution save to become unstunned.
Oh, that is correct. Yes, you do. You do. At the end of your turn, the paralyzation leaves your body. Skooky, it becomes your turn instead, as you watch this beast lie on the ground, uncontrollably laughing.
Sounds like the perfect chance. I'll grab my rapier at my side and I'll try to skewer it.
Alright, you attempt to skewer it.
Oh
you
my God.
critically hit it with your rapier. Excellent. It rolls right into your rapier's thrust, like helping you along the way. Give me that critical damage for another 19
Oh my God.
damage. Oh, you bloody the creature with your strike. Like gouts of it roll on the ground. It looks very bad. It gets to repeat its save when it takes damage. Which it will unsuccessfully do. It is still laughing as you withdraw your rapier, like even harder now that it's been hurt. It's just the funniest thing in the world. More blood pools on the ground around it as it rolls around. Alrighty, with that, it is Yeti's turn. This Yeti is going to race forward 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yep, Randall's still the one it wants to hurt.
I like to make an attack before it hurts me. I like use my reaction to hit it before it kills me. Is that okay?
What are you using your reaction
I have Polearm
for
Master.
Here? Oh, Polearm Master, absolutely. Yes, please do.
Okay. Oh, it's fine.
Oh, your Polearm
Nothing to
attack.
see here, just the Yeti butt hair is on its chest for some reason.
It's an adaptable Yeti. It claws at you with a 14. Not enough. It rears back to do it again. With a 10, it's unable to strike you down. This Yeti will laugh uncontrollably till the end of its turn and repeat its save. Failing, it continues to laugh. Randall, what will you do?
All right, guys. I'm a bad barbarian. I'm gonna attack the one on the ground because I have advantage on it.
Nope, do it. Do it. Let's end it.
Okay. 17.
17 hits.
I've rolled so many ones this
You
combat.
have, yeah. For
9
9
damage.
more. So we have 38 and 9 is 46. The creature does not
47?
die. 47, correct. That is how math works. Still doesn't
is.
die.
And then yeah, I'll hit it one more, but it does get two saves for its
Sure.
wisdom. If it's alive after
so
8 more.
8 after that, though. You're the butt. Once again, it's the butt of the spear. You, like, stab at it, expecting it to die. It doesn't. Boom! Your spear comes cracking down, the butt of it taking out its head. It ceases to laugh uncontrollably, as instead, it is dead.
This was the true Ultra Spear all along. And that'll end my turn as I turn around to face the other Yeti, being like, "It's gonna stare at me, isn't it?"
Fizzle Spark, is your turn once again. Your drunken gnome body sees one more, or maybe 3 more Yetis. Hard to tell. What do you do?
Oh no!
Nope. Let's see here. I attack the one on the left.
Beautiful.
I'll yell out, "Boom!" And I will cast Toll the Dead.
Brilliant. Toll of the Dead. The Yeti
Horrible
will
damage.
save
Good
versus
damage.
that. Unsuccessfully, the Yeti takes 4 damage, which,
And I'll-
coincidentally, is enough to bloody it.
It
I
doesn't
think it's-
take 4. It takes
Yeah.
2. It takes 2
because
damage.
it's damage. It takes the damage on the right, which is the D12.
Perfect. Thank you. 2
And I will
damage.
yell at the Yeti and be like, "Look at me, you son of a bitch!"
Brilliant. Ave, becomes your turn. You see the bloodied creature in front of you, very similar to what the previous Yeti did. Begin like smacking the ground. It seems to be going into a frenzy.
Oh boy, that's not good.
Uh-oh. Yeah. You're telling me.
I will. Yeah, I'm just going to pull out my rapier and thrust it forward, creating a whistling sound in the air as I thrust it to attempt to hit this.
Beautiful. Your whistling sound pierces the air and then stops abruptly as your rapier thrust strikes home. For 4 more damage. Excellent. Skooky Goobler. You see the dead Yeti in front of you, the other one frenzying out, slamming the ground. What do you do?
Just weak between my allies so I can't be, ambushed again, and then I will take my shot at it.
Absolutely. Ooh, unfortunately, you didn't quite
Easter
get the
famine.
angle right. Yeah. Just slam.
That's my pack!
He saw the bird come. He couldn't help himself. What a good man.
All right. With that, it is the Yeti's turn. The Yeti is going to just shift ever so slightly to get in front of both of you who are trying to kill it. It gets to use all of its attacks now, and it looks at Randall. Randall, give me that con save.
All right, I might have to use the Bardic Inspiration finally. Is that a pass? Wait, I'll use it anyway. Screw it.
you can't
If I
pass.
tell
Yeah,
you
yeah,
if
you
it
can't
passes or
ask. You can't
fails,
ask.
then like...
Okay, I get an 18. Sorry.
The
I
18
forget how things work.
passes. You succeed, stealing your body against the glare of the beast. It rages and will throw hands, first striking down at Randall and then one at Ave. The first is a 10, bouncing
Thank
off your
goodness.
shield. The second towards Ave, a 9. It's just
Nice.
this Yeti's not having a good day. Randall, it is your turn.
He woke up to a baptism by fire.
He
I'm gonna
did,
move
yeah.
over here to hopefully divert its attention as I stab at it again.
Mhm.
This one.
16
16.
will hit.
All right, 8 damage.
More damage. Beautiful. That is.
And then,
24, 20. Yeah, you can keep going. I'm sorry. Just do
yeah,
it.
no, you're good. You're good. I was waiting. I didn't want to interrupt your math. And then I'm going for the toes with the butt.
All right. Oh,
No.
you finally miss. It just.
He's
sticks
wearing
its
like
toe out
elevator
of the way.
shoes.
Yeah.
Not today.
Not today. Fizzle Spark. It is your turn.
I will move down here and then stand on top of this dead Yeti and dance. as I say, "Look at me!" As I once again then go boom and cast Toll the Dead.
Alright, you shall toll the dead once more. The creature fails
more
to
damage.
save this time.
What's with you and twos on the D12?
Every D12 has been a 2 tonight.
The bells roll through its head. You see it shake its head off and begin
I
to
know the
raise its
problem.
head towards you.
I know the problem. I aimed for the right one. It was on the left the whole time.
That was the problem. Ave, it is once again your turn. What will you do?
Well, this thing needs another rapier stab wound, I guess. And
Alright.
I'll,
Stab it again.
yeah, try to stab it through one of its arms, I guess.
Absolutely. You strike true. Your rapier piercing flesh for 12 points of
Just 10.
damage. 10 points of damage, correct. The arm of the creature slumps briefly. Seems to be like on its last legs, but the fire in its eyes burns brighter. Skooky,
Get him, Skooky!
what do you do?
Almost down.
Taking that hair. The last thing I do.
Nice. Oh, you thrust out with your rapier, but the thick, coarse hair that you intend to take repels your blade. Alright. With that, it is the Yeti's turn. Fizzlespark, you asked for it. The
I
Yeti
did.
raises
A lot.
its chill blue eyes, meets your gaze, and stares at you. Please make me a Constitution saving throw DC 13.
I fail.
Oh, you fail. You feel the cold winds begin to blow through your body. You are immune to its effects. The drink steels you against the cold, and you are not paralyzed. Excellent. The Yeti then slashes out its claws at Ave. Randall, your maneuvering just made it not even care about you for the moment. It is going to swing at Ave. The first one with the critical hit.
Yep.
Oh, Ave,
Oh no!
please take from me.
14 plus 2. Yep, not dead, but down.
Hey, not dead but down. Excellent.
In my head, I'm like, just don't crit. Just don't crit. Just don't crit. Shit!
It
You
then
called
sees.
Oh, actually, I'm wrong. I think that's exactly. Hold on, let me do the math
Oh,
one more
okay.
time. 14 plus 2 is 16, puts me at minus 11. Yep.
Oh
Are you
no!
dead?
You see
Oh,
Ave's
fuck.
head just cleanly shorn from his body by the claws of the great beast. Ave slumps over, clearly dead. The creature then looks. And it looks at Randall. Randall! You are now the one that it wants. It will rip at you with a 23.
No!
Please,
Good luck, guys.
Please take for me 9 slashing and 5 cold
you're down.
damage.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm not dead though.
Okay, you are down but not
at-
dead.
What is
Randall,
that? 4 and 2. I'm exactly at 0.
please make for me a death saving throw.
I'm sleeping. Don't do it.
That
Oh,
is one
pass.
success. Fizzlespark, your boozy countenance has avoided the stare of the beast. What do you do?
One more time, Greg. Toll the Dead coming in.
Excellent.
There it is.
It's 12 finally. Oh
Come
my
on.
goodness, is this it?
Come on.
It
Yes.
fails! It takes 12! The bells toll. The whole icy cavern shakes for a moment. Then you see its head like split and blood oozes down from its ears, and the necrotic energies of your bell cause the creature to fall dead on the ground.
I will, with my free action, hold out the oh shit bag and be like, quick! Quick, Skooky!
Ave sadly has died. Skooky, you see the oh shit bag being held out in front of you. What do you do?
I think I shout out Ave, my first companion here, and I just take a stab at the Yeti.
Oh, the Yeti has died. We're
I'll
gonna
take the oh shit
stay
back.
in
Sorry.
combat order until we figure out whether
Gotcha.
or not
Okay.
Randall's gonna live.
Alright, so
Yeah.
I will look through the oh shit bag and see what's in there.
It is a mechanical healer's kit.
Alright. I will grab that and run over to Randall.
Does a healer's kit require proficiency to use?
I don't think so.
I think you can use it to stabilize, right?
I'm just trying to figure out if there's a role associated with it if you are not proficient.
I got it right here in the PHB. This kit is a leather pouch containing bandages, salves, and splints. Kit has 10 uses. As an action, you can expend one use of the kit
Without
to stabilize a
needing a
creature
check.
that has 0 hit points
Perfect.
without needing that.
Skooky, you quickly whip out the medical kit, bandaging up wounds, tying, the tourniquets, whatever is needed, and you stabilize Randall. Randall, you will wake up with 1 HP in 2 hours.
Perfect.
You look around the now empty cave. A dead companion lying on the ice. Unconscious one, barely breathing. And dead Yetis. What did the two of you do while you wait these long hours to see when he will awake?
Fizzle Spark looks pretty sad. And for the first time, he will say, Ave, you made beautiful music. What a shame. And
Yeah,
then 10 seconds later, he'll go look at the gold.
So you go get the gold, and you will see that it is deep below you, underneath the ice. The ice is thick and, hard, and you look down. There's probably, 60 feet or more of distance between you and the bottom of whatever is down there. You don't know if it is pure ice or if there is freezing cold water beneath you. How do you go about getting this gold?
Let me think on that
We
for
need a
just
fire.
I think I have an idea,
Okay.
but we'll let Skooky say what he was going to say. If that's cool.
And perhaps we could light a fire and make sure that there's a vent at the top of the cave. That's a good way to melt ice.
Okay. Melt it with a big bonfire.
What are these things that are in the back here? These look like they look like sheets or tents.
Yeah, so there's these large kind of pads laid upon the ground, kind of covered in mud and muck and thick fur. The coarse Yeti hair has been caught and rubbed off on them. For whatever reason, these Yetis were placed on the map, not on these mats, but this looks to be where they slept most times. Perhaps in the spring here they needed a little extra chill, so they slept on the ice away from them.
Does it look combustible?
Yeah, I would say so. They're dry mats. They seem to be of woven wooden fibers, so yeah, they would burn.
All right. I think I will enlist Skooky's help to maybe fold one of these mats up, put it in a corner, maybe this corner down here. I think this is a good spot to start melting through the ice a little bit.
Okay.
And then I will use prestidigitation to, it says I can light or snuff out a candle, torch, or small campfire. I want to see if I can use that to start flicking flame on it and then try to light it. And if not, I'll just, in my drunken stupor, realize there's a torch on the ground and then go grab it and then use that to light it.
Sure thing, yeah. Between your flicks and the torch and everything else, you get a nice fire going. It burns a choking black smoke. You're getting both the fibers and hairs from the Yeti caught in there, as well as the wood itself. These are clearly old and well used, and it is kind of just nasty smelling. It does vent out of the cave. There is an opening there. You can kind of take fans or whatever to get the smoke out, and you let this burn on the ice here. As you do, the ice does indeed begin to melt. You melt the top layer of ice in about... I should probably use... You melt... We'll call it blue like this. You melt this amount of ice. This has now become like water. And you can see that indeed, as you melt the first about 6 inches of ice on the ground, underneath it, the water is icy cold and freezing and descends down about 60 feet. The area around where you melted the ice is now a little bit weaker, but still seems to be holding at the moment after the fire finally burns down.
I will rush out of the cave while the fire is burning, get the 2 sacks that I brought on pickles, and bring them in, and then strip down a little bit so I'm just my clothes, and then sit by the edge of the ice and be like, look after Randall. Time to go swimming. And I'll just dunk backwards into the water. And I'm going to try to swim down and try to collect as much gold as I can.
All right. You are drunk and immune to cold. And you immediately dive into this freezing cold water. The water itself would have required a system shock check, but you're just feeling yourself so much in this alcoholic fugue state that you're in that you begin to dive down. Tell me, what is your swim speed?
I believe it would be half of my actual movement speed, if that's correct.
Yep.
So that's going to be 12 feet every 6 seconds.
Okay. And your ability to hold your breath is going to be your con modifier in minutes?
Is it con modifier? Is it like a minute plus con modifier? Or is it just con modifier?
It could be a minute plus con modifier. Let me double check.
I believe that'll be important because my con modifier is 1. So it's either 2 minutes or 1 minute.
Right, yeah, that is important. Let's make sure that we've got that right. Holding equal to 1 plus its con modifier, minimum 30 seconds, so 2 minutes. So 2 minutes, you can go 12 feet per 6 seconds. So it'll take 1 minute for you to go 60 feet. So it'll take 1 minute to the bottom and 1 minute back to the top. You'll have...
That math doesn't track.
Yeah?
12 feet per 6 seconds. So if I want to go 60 feet, that's 30 seconds
30
down.
seconds, you're right. My math is shit.
1 minute collecting at the bottom.
1 minute collecting at the bottom,
up.
1 minute to Joe back and forth. Yes, absolutely. That is much better. Way to make sure my math is right. Excellent.
Yeah.
So what I want from you is to give me a grab all the shit check that you can get in your minute down there. That seems to me like it's gonna be like sleight of hand or something. Like what skill do you think most applies to holding your breath underwater and grabbing all the shit that you can before you have to swim back up while drunk?
While drunk. Is it performance? Definitely.
Performance.
Performance.
Yeah, it's a performance check.
Wow, what stat? Performance dexterity?
I am down for performance dexterity, yes.
All right, so I have a +1 to dexterity. I'm not proficient in performance. So that's a d20 plus 1, right?
All right. Oh my god.
Fucking hell yes.
An extra. I was originally going to give you a certain amount of gold, but you critically succeeded at grabbing all the shit. Give me an extra 3d6.
I think Fizzle Spark will go swimming down, fill up a sack, throw it up over the lake, pop up with his chin up, like, give me a drink. Just swing the drink, like, ha! And then just dive back down. My extra 3d6 comes up at an 8.
An 8. All right, excellent. In your like,
King
Lyoko
makes a good
brings up
point.
a good point. You are exhausted and you're drunk. I need that at disadvantage.
I'm gonna roll again.
Yeah, please do.
13.
Okay,
Okay.
that's a 13. So instead of all that extra gold, you instead come up with 335 gold pieces worth of unprocessed gold ore.
Holy fuck!
Hell yeah.
You think the
You're
donkey's up to
rich.
the task?
What'd you say, Wimpy?
Do you think the donkey's up to the task?
Oh, that's what, 50 coins to a pound? That's
Well,
like 7 pounds.
This
of
is
gold.
unprocessed and raw. These aren't exactly coins. Let's see. What do
Maybe
we
they're
think
weigh
it weighs?
a little bit more.
Yeah, I think so, right? Because we're
Sure.
talking about kind of just like the raw holding of it. Let me see here. I'm gonna see if I can do a quick Google. Let's just call it 15 pounds total.
15 pounds of gold ore.
Yeah.
Alright. And then, how long does that take me? Does it take me like the 2 hours? Or I mean, I'm doing it like every couple of minutes, but I'm sure I gotta rest a little bit.
Right. Yeah. This was like for the entirety of that drink,
Yeah,
right? It was
okay.
we just did one check, but that was like 2 hours worth of you diving down, grabbing stuff, coming back up, diving down, grabbing stuff while you were immune to the like cold.
Got it.
Yeah. Otherwise, like, you know, one trek of that was probably, you know, you got like 30 gold pieces or something,
Yeah,
and
sure,
then you had to
sure.
go do it again and again.
Alright. So after 2 hours, then, I guess, Randall wakes up, right?
Yep.
Oh man, what a great sleep! Oh god, there's dead Yetis. I thought it was a dream, a fever dream. I was
No
drunk and we
dream.
were fighting Yetis.
No dream, Meat Shield, but look. Lots of gold. But unfortunately, Bobby is dead. We should probably do
Bobby
something
is
about
dead.
it. It's been sitting there for 2 hours. Thank goodness it's cold.
Let's put it in the water. I don't think
Oh,
I don't think we
no,
can
no.
bury him out here. The ground's frozen.
I think we need to take him in at least to
You know, we should leave
non-frozen
him
ground.
outside. He would want the birds to eat him.
I didn't know him
That's
that well,
such
but I
a
don't
good
think
idea,
that's
Meat
real.
Shield.
All right. Well, first we should take anything valuable from his corpse.
Yes.
You know,
Hold on.
we used to do marauder stuff back in
No,
the
no,
day.
no,
You know,
no.
you loot your dead
Right.
companions. It's just what happens. Okay.
Abe put
Abe?
himself in the
Say
line
it,
of
please.
danger to save my life. We can't do that. We
Look, he
gotta-
would want you to have his sack of gold and his cool flute and his rapier, probably.
I'm happy to keep those things as mementos, but I won't disrespect Abe's poor mangled body here.
Yeah. We'll leave it outside for the birds. Okay, I promise.
I'm gonna go bury it, even in the snow.
All right. Well, I'm gonna curl up in this disgusting, stinky Yeti hole and nap and hope that it's safe enough for the night.
Okay. So Skooky, you spend some time trying to bury good old Ave in the hard packed snow. Do you have like a digging implement? Do you have a shovel or anything to help you? Like, how are you making that happen?
Man. So I do have jeweler's tools. I don't think that any of that gets large enough to be involved in that. So
Uh-huh.
I guess I'm using a flat rock.
Okay. All right. It is a long and arduous thing to kind of dig through the frosty ground. I think what ends up happening is you can't really like dig a proper like 6-foot grave or something. but you can clear out a bunch of this like permanent ice and frost, and maybe like the top layer of soil or something, and then you mostly make like a mound of ice as like a kind of a grave site for him.
And I'll put like a carved stone set of rocks on top as well.
Perfect.
While he's doing this,
Yes.
I would like to ritually cast Detect Magic
Okay.
and walk around the cave and look. See if there's anything here, especially around that pile of bones
Yes,
that was
indeed.
towards the beginning of the cave.
You cast Detect Magic, and you look for something at the bone pile of this cave. You do not find anything magical inside.
Are any of the things that we picked up at the hut, like the comb, magical?
The comb indeed has some magic on it. The comb itself radiates enchantment. No, is it enchantment or transfiguration? It is either enchantment or transfiguration, and I will have to look it up.
You walk outside to where he's burying my corpse with the comb right now.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh, Stumpy, look, bird! I snatched the comb. Put extra snow on it, where the birds will get to it. And then they slowly back away.
I was triple wrong. It's illusory magic.
Ooh.
I will make sure this finds its way into a pack so that it comes back with us and doesn't get left with Avi. Unless Stumpy has objections.
Alrighty. I think with that... Oh, I'm sorry. Did you have objections, Skooky?
No, I don't object.
Okay. I think with that, the party hunkers down to sleep it off and rest up for the night. Which brings us to the party still has maybe some stuff to do, trying to find some snowflakes and then get back to town before the end of the fifth night, which you are currently on your third night of the adventure. Corin, do you want to stick around and hang out in the call here on stream, or do you want to take off? How do you want to handle
I'll
this?
hang out.
You'll hang out?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I wasn't sure if you wanted to get out of here or something after you died, but absolutely, we'd love to have you hang out here. Excellent. In that case, you take a night's rest here in the Yeti cave. The smell of kind of like burning Yeti fur still kind of coats the cave as you sleep here. So, for our surviving members, after you take a night's rest, you can expend any number of hit dice that remain in your pool and recover any powers or class features tied to a long rest for the player's handbook. After you are done resting, you would recover 1/2 of your total hit dice rounded up after the night's rest to be used in the next day. In this case, wounds and exhaustion will not be recovered since it was not in a safe and secure location.
Yes, almost there. We're close.
Whoa, stats got rolled.
Yeah. There's a 17 there.
Oh, hell yeah. I see a new barbarian has entered the arena.
All right. You wake up in the morning. What is it like as morning comes? You recovering from your adventure the day before. You've 2 nights before the equinox, and your mission is due, but perhaps you're heavy-hearted. I don't know. Like, what is it like here in the camp as the morning comes?
Eating the morning rations and looking at Ave's share with a heavy heart, maybe a couple tears. Yeah, but thinking we can't give up. Ave gave their life for this.
Right.
Randall's very sad that his companion died. He's like, God damn it, I thought it was all just a terrible dream. And then he goes, fuck, how are we supposed to find identical snowflakes? There's snow everywhere. What do we do?
Fizzle Spark wakes up. How fucking hungover am I, Greg?
It's a tough hangover. Yeah. It's one of
Yeah.
those it's one of those bad hangovers too, where like you can just like feel it in your gut, and you're like, this is gonna last all day. Like
all day long.
Oh
God
yeah.
damn it. Poor bird man. All right, I'm gonna go throw up now. And he makes sure he doesn't throw up on the graveside, because that would be rude. As I go outside to puke, Greg,
Yes.
was there any snowfall during the night?
That's a good question. Yes. In fact, a nice fresh dusting of snow, about 3 inches of it lays out there. You can tell it's 3 inches about, because it has built up on top of the little stone cairn that marks Ave's resting place.
I'll go to my commanders, be like, minions, I think I have a way to find a snowflake. The question is, do we look over top Ave's grave? Maybe it's imbued a little bit of his life essence and magic into it. Perfect snowflakes are a little magical, after all. Or do we look somewhere else?
I think that sounds very appropriate. Let's have a look.
All right, Greg.
Okay.
So here's what Fizzle Spark is going to do. He's
Okay.
going to start using several cantrips, mostly prestidigitation. I'll go ahead and link it.
Okay.
He will start. Okay, go ahead. What were you saying?
I was mostly just like affirming what I was hearing. I'm sorry.
Got it. Right. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ritually cast Detect Magic so that I can see through magical eyes.
Okay.
And then I will start using my prestidigitation cantrip. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to clean off my monocles so that they shine like the sun. My imagined is that like I cast the spell and 2 little windshield wipers just go back and forth in the front and just kind of clean off the front so that they're nice and good and clean. Which is one, I believe that is one effect. Then
Yes.
I'm going to set one of the first monocles in the snow, and I'm going to ask Randall for one of those clear gemstones that he found.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I'm going to
Awesome.
set. I have monocle in the snow. I'm going to set the gemstone behind. I'm going to take the other monocle behind me here, so that I have a monocle, then gemstone, and then monocle. And then I'm going to look in the light of the morning sun and try to catch the light through the first monocle and shine it through the gemstone and see if there's any refraction of light.
I think there must be, right? You're catching light through magnifying it through a prism, right? That would be
right. So
that'd be refraction.
So I am going to move back and forth with my light and try to look through the snowflakes with my eyes of Detect Magic and see if I see anything that sparkles or shines or stands out.
Absolutely. Okay. First things first, I want you to mark inspiration for an exceedingly clever idea. And then I will have you make a I will accept either investigation or arcana with intelligence as you peer through your monocles looking for a snowflake. I'm gonna say finding 2 identical snowflakes is pretty difficult, although you have managed to make a very clever idea here to find them. So I'm gonna say DC 15 is your adjusted DC.
I will definitely use that inspiration right now then
Okay.
to avoid rolling at disadvantage.
Okay.
And here we go. No, 7.
7. All right. You look through for the sparkles that might indicate the magical nature of two identical snowflakes. But as you look, the snow right on top of the cairn doesn't quite seem to have those two identical flakes. It seems that everywhere you look, they're just a little bit different, little variations upon each other over and over.
All right. I will take the container out and I will hand it to Skooky and say, "Hold this and be ready." And then I will use prestidigitation again to create a little puff of wind right at the top of the light powder and pop it up into the air so that I can maybe get through that top layer and see if there's anything underneath in the bottom layer and try to catch it with my light again.
Oh, clever. Yeah, why don't you recheck?
Okay. This unfortunately is going to be a disadvantage because my inspiration is gone.
Yes.
8.
Unfortunately, underneath that top layer, it's not quite what you were looking for. The snow continues to be unique, each snowflake having slight variations upon the next.
Minions, there aren't any good snowflakes here. Does anyone have any thoughts or ideas? Think I can find them?
I have many thoughts, but no ideas. Maybe we could go higher up? Perhaps higher elevation would make it easier for you to see?
Yes, clear air. How big is this big rock behind us, Greg?
It's the size of this kind of like large kind of cave network that you've been wandering in. So I would say the ceiling of it's probably 45, 50 feet. Maybe with like ice and snow built up upon it over time, maybe that extends up to the like 60 feet at the most.
Okay. Then I think we will try to travel to the top of it, taking my little system with me. I'll re-clean my monocles, get them all ready, and this time I think I'm going to look through, and I'm sure that I don't see it right away, and I will try to take some of the snowflakes some of the snow that looks like it's slightly more compacted, and I'll use prestidigitation again to warm the snowflakes and see if I can melt through the top of the ice a little bit and see if I can maybe see something hiding underneath.
If they have been trapped beneath kind of the frost. I like that. Okay. Go ahead and give me that check again here. As you
that impossible check at disadvantage one more time.
Oh,
if only our bard wasn't dead.
If only. No, you don't seem to be able to locate two identical snowflakes here.
Yeah.
I think we have to give up. I don't know if it seems to be impossible.
We can keep looking on the way back, maybe.
Yes, I'm sure the system will work. There's got to be something else we can try.
Maybe if we just bring them Yeti eyes instead, they'll be happy.
Let's just bring a lot of Yeti hair. Maybe
Yes.
that
Bring like 20 pounds of Yeti hair. Hey guys, we got a lot of hair but couldn't find snowflakes. We're sorry.
Right.
That second Yeti that we oiled up, we never set it on fire.
It's true.
So that one should have a lot of fresh hair.
Freshly oiled.
Freshly oiled. Need you guys to stall for like 3 minutes while I keep thinking.
Oh god, I'm sorry. What do we have? What do we have? Is there anything good in our inventory that we can use for this?
I have jeweler's tools, including like little magnifying lenses and stuff.
Ooh.
Is that helpful? Can I like parse through a bunch of snow?
Could be. Yeah.
Let's try it.
Yeah. So
would I be able to?
You're gonna take out your jeweler's kit and you're gonna like just parse through the snow that's in front of you. Just kind of, all right. I'm sure I can find two. Let's start looking.
I think Randall's gonna try to help by like going a small distance away and grabbing a shield and just digging a bunch of snow and then coming back and being like, "Is this snow any better?"
This This is excellent snow, Randall. Thank you, thank you.
I don't know what kind of snow this is.
So I'll place one little snowflake on like a watch glass, and I'll keep comparing it to different ones, sliding them across, and
Okay,
affecting
all
them
right.
with,
That sounds like investigation to me using your jeweler's kit. So if you're proficient with your jeweler's kit, which I assume that you are, let's go ahead and make a jeweler's kit, I think, intelligence check while you are looking through each of these snowflakes, trying to find an identical one.
All right, let's do it.
Absolutely. That is technically a success, but you are still exhausted, so I'm going to need one more here.
Yep.
Disadvantage.
Was he getting help from Randall, or was that not assistance?
Randall, are you proficient with the jeweler's kit?
I am not, but I am proficient with a shield. Oh, he did it anyways.
Oh, he
He's
did
so
it,
fucking
It
good.
doesn't matter. Randall
Way to
just
go,
kept
Gimpy.
bringing him snow over and over,
Thank you,
and
Randall.
by God, Skooky, you found one.
You and I share the success,
identical.
Randall.
Excellent. I think you turn around and he's like built a snow gnome, and he like you look at him and he like knocks it over and he's like, sorry, the snow just like looked real weird for a second. It's like real embarrassed.
In shock and with great precision, I'll transfer this into the vial. You know, we can pack it with ice and wrap that in leathers or however we want to do it. Get it ready to transport.
Okay, you found one.
He
But
found
we
an
need
identical
two.
pair.
By God, he found an identical pair of
okay,
two
good.
identical. It would be very
Alright,
hard
then.
for one snowflake
One
to be identical to.
I found
Like,
one
that's true.
identical snowflake. It's
Yeah.
the perfect one.
So did
that's
I.
wild
So
goose
did
chase.
I.
My God, we're so good.
You put the like you said. So you put it in a vial that was given to you. Then you pack that in a crate with ice, and then wrap the crate with like leather to insulate it. Is that what I heard?
We were going to use the wolf pelts.
The winter
Oh,
wolf
right.
pelts.
Even better, even better.
Will that
Okay.
insulate it? I think that'll insulate it pretty well. Actually.
I think that is a very. I would normally think of making you make a check, but I think that is just a very clever thing to do to transport snowflakes. So I think that given that you prepped for it and that you have these winter wolf pelts, I think that they will transport just fine back to the Arcadium Council.
I can always, a couple of times a day, open it up and then use prestidigitation to chill it again. To chill the glass to keep it cold.
Yeah, I think that would work too. Yeah, with that going on each day. I think that would work. Absolutely.
Prestidigitation, guys. Such a good spell. Do so much random, stupid bullshit with it.
Prestidigitate away.
Right. At this point, we are 2 days away from home. We have 2 days to go. So I am going to dump as much food as we can so that we have 3 days of food available, which will take our donkey off of encumbrance. Unless we have picked up too much loot.
We don't need Ave's food anymore, so that does
It's
help.
true. So that's going to help.
So if the pelts are on the donkey, then I have 30 pounds, and I can drop another 10 pounds and just throw my rope. I can yeet it into the water if you want me to. And so I could carry technically 40 pounds, if that would help.
Let's see here. So we have 3 PCs that need 3 days of food in case we majorly F up our travel roll and don't get there in time. Right? So that's 21 pounds of food. Is that right?
Oh God, I'm gonna fail
No.
my fucking travel roll, aren't I?
I believe.
So the rations are going to be 2 pounds plus 5 pounds is 7 pounds times 4 is 28 pounds a day.
Times 3, Greg.
Times 3. Yeah, you're correct. 21 pounds a day. Times 3 days is 63.
Plus we have the 10 pounds to factor in for the pack animal.
Plus the 10 pounds for the pack animal. So,
So that's
plus another
31.
30.
So that's 93 pounds.
Yep.
He has 10 pounds of gear on him, so we're at 103 right now. How much loot do we have? We've got 15 pounds of ore. We
Yep.
have our 2 wolf pelts that are 10 pounds. So
Yep.
that's 25. We have like the gemstones, which is nothing, the swan, which is nothing, the book, which is probably like what, 1 or 3?
Yeah, we'll call it 1.
Okay, so that's 26, and then the beer. How much beer is left?
I think you
Just
have
switch it
drunk
right.
most of the beer. 1 got smashed on a forehead, and
Mhm.
you drank 3 like switches of beer. We'll say that you have. We'll say that you have 2 pounds of beer, including the like weight of the cask left.
Okay.
Our mule is unencumbered for the ride home
All
by
right.
9 pounds.
You are unencumbered
Nice.
for the ride home. Excellent. So you remain in the hex that you were traveling to. You searched around for like a morning in the or you searched around for like a morning travel. So if I break the day into like 4 pieces of, oh my god, that works.
There you go.
All right,
In case
perfect.
people are wondering where we're at.
Perfect. Can I like resize that? Maybe I don't know. Maybe I can't.
Do you need me to make it smaller?
I was going to. Yeah, I was gonna make it like the size of a hex.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, there we
I
go.
got it. I was in the wrong one. Okay. So you are up there in that hex. The first thing that I'm going to need you to do is obviously your destination is Rhymeview. Tell me how you're going to get there.
We're hoofing it, but on foot.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Less
Okay.
weight, for sure.
So going on foot is free. What is the route? Same one you came by?